Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Wrestle Pierce podcast. It's I, Hollywood Hangman Adam Pearson. It's the 48th episode, and we are finally rejoined by returning Alexia and Charlie. Alexia, Charlie, what's going on, guys?
Nothing much, just waiting on you.
Right. Yeah. We're very late today, guys. We're very late today. Unfortunately, I know you guys are used to the 6:30, roughly 6:30 time slot. And it's with a heavy heart that I have to solemnly explain what happened here. So I regrettably have to make mention of what took place here. So we like to be on time. We like to be punctual. We like to be professional. We know that a lot of you guys rely on this podcast for some valuable entertainment.
This fraud talking right now.
Some valuable insight on professional wrestling. And so here's what happened, guys. Monty was late. And it was really just like, wow, like, what are we doing here? You know what I mean? I was here. Alexi was here, Charlie was here, and Monty just didn't watch Dynamite. He just didn't watch it. You know, he pretended like he saw the show, and I told him, listen, we can't talk about Dynamite if you're not going to watch the show, Monty. So Monty's been doing that last 2 hours while we've just been here waiting, you know, wanting to start the show, you know. So in spite of that, I want everybody to just forgive Monty, but also let him know that we can't tolerate this going forward. We need an interim backup Hangman. Hangman is a fraud. Yeah, listen, I don't understand what the comments are saying here. Yeah, listen, that I don't know what's going on there. You know, it's a Monty thing. It's not a me thing, guys. Like, if you guys believe that it got pushed back 4 times, I blame Hangman. It's Monty. It's Monty, guys. You know, hashtag blame Monty. You know,
hashtag blame Hangman.
But we're here. We are here. Happily joined again, like I said, by Alexia and Charlie. In general, ladies, Alexia, what the fuck is going on in wrestling? Like, how close have you been following the chaos as it's been taking place lately?
Wait.
Did I laugh?
Sorry, my stream laughed.
It did for a bit. Oh, you didn't hear me? We'll start with Charlie. Okay. Charlie, listen, it's been a chaotic couple days, right? It seems like we are living in such a dramatic time for wrestling in the sense that every morning I wake up and there's some type of fucking over-the-top story, right? And a lot of it's from AEW. This is just the most chaotic promotion of my personal lifetime because it's like, and it's a unique situation to me because it's like, the shows are still really, really good, right? But behind the scenes seems like an absolute mess based on what we're hearing. And it's just fascinating because in the past, when wrestling companies were in turmoil, the shows on screen would suck as a result of the chaos backstage. What's happening now is the talented people that are on this roster, they're still working hard and doing great stuff on TV, but every day there's something. And the most recently was Sammy Guevara and Andrade. For those who don't know, Andrade did an interview. I forgot what the publication was, but he did a Spanish interview. And among the many things he said, he pointed out that he really didn't have many backstage problems with anybody. And the only major issue he had was with Sammy Guevara. He said that Sammy complained about being too stiff and he cried about it. And he basically said, hey, man, you know, if there's a problem, like, just talk to me. But he didn't really say anything to my face. Sammy Guevara and him went back and forth on Twitter. Sammy called him a jobber. He said that he only got hired as a favor to Ric Flair. You know, Andrade clapped back and said some things. And ultimately, the result of it was Andrade essentially said, LOL, I'll see you Wednesday. You know, and what happened on Wednesday was Andrade came to work and punched Sammy Guevara in the face. There's a lot of different accounts of the story, but the consistency in every account is that they had a physical altercation, and we know that Andrade was sent home. Sammy went on to wrestle on Dynamite, and Dave Meltzer this morning reported that Andrade absolutely is trying to get fired. He is attempting to get out of his AEW deal, clearly by any means necessary. He was informed along with Sammy Guevara Tuesday night, please drop this issue and do not fight on Wednesday. And then they fought Wednesday. Andrade was informed, if you do fight, we won't fire you. We'll just send you home. And he did fight, and then they did send him home. His match with 10 on Rampage is canceled. Charlie, what the fuck do you make of any of this?
Oh, it's a mess. I just think if they want to go, just let them go because this isn't worth it. It's like the constant drama is just not worth it. Like, why is it never ending? Like,
did you see Ricky Starks' tweet about his coworkers?
yes, that they need to shut the fuck up, and he's
Yeah.
not wrong. He's not wrong. There's too much of it. I don't get it.
Alexia,
Hi.
what do you make?
Sorry.
What do you make of this? Yeah.
Honestly, same thing. It's not worth it. Like, I feel like if people want to go, just let them go. Like, there's only so much you can do with the person, to, like, I guess, satisfy them. I mean, if they're not gonna be if they're not in a spot where like they want to be, and it's just like making it bad for everyone else around them, like just let them go. You know, you can just let them go.
Yeah. Look, I agree, and what I find frustrating about this, ladies, is that some people, I think some people, to be honest, are a bit in too deep when it comes to some of this stuff because everyone turns into these like armchair general managers, and they're like, we can't do that. We're in a war. We're in a fight. You can't let WWE win. And listen, look, is it true that Triple H's tampering has affected the locker room negatively? 100%. It's like somebody's ex coming back into someone's DMs and kind of going like, hey, are you happy in your current relationship? It's literally like that's what's going on. And so yeah, look, if you grant Andrade his release, does that mean Triple H technically won this? Sure. But here's my thing: is winning the dick measuring contest with Triple H worth having Dynamites every week where after every show there's some type of distracting situation? Personally, I don't think so. I don't think it's worth it. It's just not.
Look at this.
What's up? Alexia, let's read that one for me.
Okay, dear Loki, thank you. They said tinfoil hat theory here. I think the Sammy stiff stuff was a rouse and a way for Andrade to start a fight backstage. It's probably known that it's easy to get under Sammy's skin, and he did that. And he did just hoping to get fired.
Monty, did you see my Triple H parody tweet last night?
Which one?
I only made one. But
you only made one. You
normally
go on these rolls and
I usually get going.
Your hit rate is your hit rate's not usually the best. But,
no,
sometimes you string some good stuff together.
That's not.
You're not the worst worker on Twitter. So
my wrestle jokes are great. I tweeted the gif of Triple H on the phone, and the gif was essentially like, listen, kid, just start some shit with the stupidest fuck in the locker room that you know. And then I wrote like on Andrade basically saying like Sammy, and he's like, yeah, sure, just mix it up with him, get fired, and I'll see you Monday. Like,
they had the Tony Khan or whoever it was regarding talent relations spoke to Andrade, told him not to fight on Wednesday. And he was just like, yeah, sweet. Then did you read Sean's update report today?
No,
like,
there's
when Andrade got to Dynamite, he was waiting around for Sammy Guevara. He was waiting on him, bro.
This man is literally pacing back and forth like, I'm gonna get fired.
Yeah, but what would you tell a talent? Yeah, if you fuck this kid up, I'm not gonna fire. Like, why would you do that? Like,
that's a weird way to frame it too, right? Like, he's just like, hey, listen, don't fight. If you do fight, I will not fire you because I know that's what you want. But don't fight, okay? And he's just like, okay. Like,
yeah,
it's so unserious. This whole situation. Here's the thing about it, like, it's just inherently funny to a degree too, right, guys? Like, I just think the very fact that Andrade on Twitter was just like, yeah, I'm gonna see you Wednesday, LOL, and then basically like in front of the world, in front of everyone in public, basically was like, yo, I'm gonna knock you the fuck out, and like it just happened. It's insane. I was told some things last night, Monty, I didn't watch Dynamite live. Obviously, I was at work. When I came home, I was briefed on the situation, and it was framed to me that Andrade was seen as the aggressor in the situation, and basically he came in, he he went up to Sammy, swung, and it was he just swung on him, and it was the way it was described to me was that not really any punches connecting. Is that British Oscar? Oh, there you go. Look at Charlie. Morkashi, thank you for the super chat. Yeah.
Thank you.
Basically, Monty, this guy told me that like it was more flailing and very little punches connecting, and that it was broken up very quickly. But it seemed like both guys were gonna get sent home, but essentially certain people behind the scenes strongly advocated that Sammy not go because he
Chris
didn't
Jericho.
because he started because he did not start the altercation.
You mean his tag partner in the main event?
There were strong forces backstage saying to not remove him from the main event because they were thinking of doing so, and then they didn't remove him from the main event. Jericho
didn't want to tag with Hager, bro. He didn't want to do it.
Can you man, Jericho was looking behind him and he saw Daddy Magic and Hager. He's like, "Can either one of you wrestle right now?" And Jake was like, "Bro, I don't even got my gear, bro." What the fuck? Yeah, it's insane. Monty, are you in agreement with the ladies that Andrade should just get his release?
Yeah, definitely at this point. He's a wild boy, man. Like, there's no point running the risk with him, He ain't no Mustafa Ali who's gonna sit home and just kind of like tweet,
Moan about it on Twitter a little bit.
Andrade was looking for an excuse, man. He was, like I said, he's a wild boy. Like, there's no point keeping him around and telling him shit like, if you assault this man, I won't fight. It's, it's crazy, man. Like, if anyone wants to go, you should at least, like, I don't know. If his attempt of trying to sort it out was putting him in the program with 10, then I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. It's just a mess over there.
Our resident Josie loving pervert, Jordan Patu, he made a tweet this morning, and he basically said, like, taking a guy who actually wants to leave and putting him in a storyline where, like, he might leave AEW and that there's tampering going on, like, with 10 and shit, is, like, the most galaxy brain shit ever. Like, it's just, like, it feels like you're, like, overthinking the room, like, 17 times over,
TNA. I've had some serious TNA vibes.
That was weird, bro. Like, it's because people are watching it. Oh, they're like, oh, it's totally a work. And then Andrade on Twitter is like, free Elitalo, wink. And you're like, oh, he's trolling. But like, he's like, bro, I dead ass want to leave. Bro. Like, that is like, it's like he's worked. It's like a triple work. It's weird. It's just weird. Like,
well, I don't know what's going on. This is what I mean. I don't think many people do.
Yeah.
I think Andrade is just popping himself. Even if that includes like getting himself fired. He's just he's just here, isn't he? He's just here, man.
I'll pull the curtain back. In one of the group chats I'm in with Charlie, you'll remember this. Someone asked, like, is this a work or is Andrade like just trolling? And I think you said yes. And so someone's like, is this serious or is he trolling? And you're like, yes. And then someone's like, wait, what? And you were just like, Andrade is being Andrade.
He's doing both.
Like, I think that's the most chaotic and dangerous thing about this. We have a guy here who doesn't give a shit. Like, you know what I mean? He doesn't care. Regardless of how this shakes out.
He's seen some of the shit he's been liking this week, bro. Some British guy, some British guy got blocked by Sammy Guevara, and he was just like, who does this cunt think he is? You should beat the fuck out of him at Andrade. And he liked it.
I could literally tweet right now, Triple H greater than signed Tony Khan. Andrade was a hooper in NXT and tag him, and he would like the picture. Like
100%.
He would 100% like he just
him, bro. If you're at him and say something,
he would chuckle at it and be like, "Yeah, people are gonna notice it." And that's pretty funny. Someone tweeted Wizard of Wrestling. He tweeted like basically like Andrade would have so like walked out there against 10 and just like not kicked out of like a pin attempt.
Andrade, yeah.
Yeah.
He's like I said, man, he's a wildcat. A wildcat, bro. He smiled and nodded in Tony Khan's face. Like, yeah, I ain't gonna touch him, man. Don't worry about it. I got you. He showed up there. He was waiting in the corner, bro.
Yeah.
Ready.
Insane. Yeah, I agree. I echo everything you guys said, man. Just to me, and it really hit me even more when I was watching Dynamite because I enjoyed a lot of this show, and I'm like, man, so much of this show is very good. And
Hold on.
What's up?
Got a few super chats. Let's blast through.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Charlie.
So it's $10 from Untitled. Sammy is not innocent, but Andrade is at full. He talked shit about Sammy. He lied to management when they said they squashed it, then tried to murk him backstage. Let him call back to Hunter. Thanks for the super chat. Yeah.
See, here's the thing. Objectively, Andrade is like very wrong. I do not condone.
Yeah. We should definitely clear that up. Like, Andrade is definitely, like I said, he's a wild boy. He's acting out. He's in the wrong, and it shouldn't be like, oh, it's okay because it's Sammy Guevara. Like, that's not right, But I've just got to the point with AEW now where with all the mayhem, I just find ways to pop myself with it.
Monty,
because I'm not gonna be on the timeline trying to cope and make excuses and pretend everything's fine. So I just kind of like laugh and hope it'll be fine.
Monty, it's really become parody to me because it's like every week we hear about a talent meeting. Everyone had a talent meeting, and Jericho was really firing everyone up, and Danielson's telling everybody like, let's stick together and remember like what we're in this for and all this other stuff. And then like the next day it'll be like some shit. Literally, the jokes write themselves. Sammy Guevara on Tuesday told Fightful that like the drama in AEW is over exaggerated, and then the next day he's like throwing hands with Andrade.
Bro, Tony Khan before like the Andrade Sammy shit really like popped off on Twitter. Like Tony Khan did an interview where he was like, yeah, the roster we've got on TV at the moment is really stable. And you scroll through Twitter a bit, and you see Andrade saying "see you on Wednesday" and shit.
And because of all this, like again, like just like you, Monty, like I was think piecing a lot with all these situations a few weeks ago, and my first reaction when I found out that they had a fight was I tweeted, "I love AEW," because I was just like, all right, bro, like this is y'all just want to be bad. It's like a group of bad kids, man. It's like that class, like you know what I mean? Like it's just. You could just a really bad fourth grade class. You can give them all the lectures you want. You can tell
with the replacement teacher,
with the replacement teacher. Tony is the stressed out, increasingly graying substitute teacher that used to let the kids play their games in class, and now people are just like being insane. But that's AEW. Clearly, that's just the reality we live in. And as long as Tony insists to not release people, I think you're going to continually get these kinds of chaotic situations. Because, like I said on Twitter, niggas get weird when they're unhappy, And when you force unhappy people to be around other people, it's just going to be weird. It's just going to be weird. And I know some people will say, "Oh, just send them home." Okay, but what, for 3 years? You're gonna send these people home from the duration of their
that's like the worst take that I've seen quite commonly on the timeline. They're like, just send them home. Don't give them what they want. Send them home. Like,
okay, and it's like,
why would you, as a fan, want any wrestler to just be sat at home? Like, that make no sense.
If you really want, right? Maybe if you want to do this, suspend Andrade for a certain period of time, then bring it back to TV to job on the way out, and then give him his release. So be it. If you want to really penalize him for the actions that he did, right? But this idea of don't release him, send him home to sit there for 4 years for the remainder of his deal, it's preposterous. And even worse, I think, is making them wrestle when they don't want to be there. And to be semi-serious for a second, I tweeted this, man. Wrestling is a very dangerous sport, right? You're taking bumps, you're hurting yourself. And yet, wrestlers do it because they consent to doing it, and it's their choice to go through with it, right? And so to me, making them take bumps, adding to their bump card, giving themselves physical, pain and all that stuff. If you're making them do that when they don't want to be there, like to me, that's, and for like the purposes of my entertainment and consumption, it's like circus animal shit to me, you know. Without being like super dramatic about it, like that's how I see it. So I
it's
think
nasty business, man. Like it's
Yeah.
whatever company it is, any
Absolutely.
contract where where the employer can just let you go, but the employee can't get out of it when they want, is always going to be lopsided and a bit weird.
Yeah.
Just
So
because that's the norm doesn't mean that it's like okay, you know.
Mhm.
So when these people are saying, "Oh, they signed the contract," it's like, yeah, but you know.
And one more thing about it, Monty, like people think like, oh, you let them go, the floodgates, the precedent. Do honestly, guys, do you really think if he grants Andrade's release, like everybody in AEW is like, oh, I want to go too? Like, what are we talking about here, bro? Swerve was tampered with, and he told them no, and then snitched on them to Tony. Like, yeah, like most of these people who are on the show want to be there. You know, like I think AEW should have faith in their environment and their promotion, and just trust in the process. So
trust in your talent, man. Like, trust in what you're doing, trust in your talent, and trust that they want to stay there. You know, and if you're doing right by your talent, they will want to stay. You know,
exactly.
Obviously, this Triple H stuff, like people have been booked by him in the past, and obviously they've enjoyed working with him. And when they haven't got all the bells and whistles and the pomp and circumstance that they wanted in AEW so far, obviously, things like this are going to happen. But poaching and stuff's always going to happen, man. So when it comes to like floodgates and stuff, like you're never going to be able to like truly like stop poaching from happening anyway. So like I said, the president's set would probably be just you're a happy company to work for, not that if you are unhappy here, we're going to hold you here and we're going to make you sit home or whatever it is that they're going to do.
Absolutely.
I think if it release who's not happy, bring back the elite, bring back CM
please,
bring back Ace Steel.
Oh my god,
bring them all back.
I don't know about that.
Yeah, I wouldn't agree with that last one.
Could you imagine?
Rob knows, man.
Sir Paragraph, Rob, $2 free Andrade. He ain't doing nothing wrong.
We got super sticker.
Mr. Warren Hayes, $5 super sticker. Thank you, sir. Appreciate that. Yeah, listen, guys. Once again, you are watching Wrestle Purist Podcast, episode 48. Don't forget to like the video, share the video, subscribe, leave a comment when you can, and also feel free to send super chats if you so please. Morkashi, $2. Hangman and Monty's favorite Joshi. Monty, who's your favorite Joshi? Tam Nakano?
Yeah.
Interesting.
So far this year, anyway, definitely. I love Tam.
It's tough.
Big match Tam.
Right. So I don't know if I have one singular answer. You know, when Asuka and Io are active and healthy, they're like tremendous to me. They haven't done too much this year. Obviously, I'm not the biggest expert in Joshi wrestling, but from what I've seen, I do really get drawn to Starlight Kid and to Starlight Kid and to Julia, who she's not like a supernatural gifted athlete, but she has so much like charisma and star presence. It's hard to not like just really be taken by her matches, right? And I also want to toss out Riho really has grown on me. I remember when I first saw Riho, I was like, man, she's just way too small. Like, this is so implausible that she's beating wrestlers. Like, that was my thought at the time, right? And
this is why you get called an old man all the time.
I was like, she's so small. Like, she's just so, it's preposterous.
You're such a hater.
Here's the thing, though, guys. I came around, and something hit me one day, and I was like, nah, Riho's brilliant. So I think she's stellar. I think she's awesome. I think Yuka is also really good. There was a 2-week stretch in like May where on Rampage, Yuka and Riho wrestled, and it was like really, really good. So
yeah, there was that one match where they came out, the crowd was completely dead, and by the end of it, they were on the feet and shit.
Yeah, I love that.
That's what you call workers, brother.
Yes, yes. When you can show up and people don't even know you like that, and you make them care about your match just through your work, you're special. Bandito did last week. And speaking of Bandito, favorite male WWE, girl's favorite male WWE star. Sure, go for it. Alexia.
Sammy Zayn.
Oh, okay.
That is my
But
Charlie.
I love Sammy.
Yeah, he's awesome.
I was gonna say Pete Dunne, but I feel like I'm gonna get rinsed because that's an English person.
He's a good lad.
The beans and
He's a good
toast
lad,
bias.
man.
He's good. He's good.
He's a good lad.
Yeah, no, I love Pete Dunne. Kevin Owens, probably. Actually.
Yeah.
Fair.
Oh, look at that. Alexia and Charlie picking Kevin Owens and Sammy, the best friends. What are the odds of that? Right?
My bestie.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
You should do the heart thing now. You should do the heart thing.
Oh my god. We're trying to do this heart thing.
Yeah.
Wow.
Explain it to the people, Alexia.
So before we went live, we were trying to do like this heart thing on the stream, but we could not figure it out.
Like,
Gotta get
you did this
And it
one,
wasn't
we were
like-
trying to do
I was like, wait, is it up? Is it down? Is it
There we go.
there?
Wait.
You almost got it.
It's not
Easy.
this again.
I did it. See? Perfect. A little low. Good enough.
Wait, who?
Someone get a screenshot real quick.
Get a screenshot. Let's get some hearts in the chats for the ladies. You know what I'm saying? This is the first time they're on the pod together, you know?
Yeah.
Which is really, really
Yeah.
cool. It's super cool.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Hangman doesn't usually allow more than one female. So.
usually no. I have a one woman per podcast rule. Yeah, when there's too much, it's a bit of a problem because then there's too much, the tension being detracted from me, and that's not good. So I tell Monty like we got to keep it a one, But this week, I'm feeling a bit more benevolent. I'm being more open and progressive, and so you might argue that this is the women's revolution of WrestlePurist, And like Stephanie McMahon, I started the women's revolution of WrestlePurist.
You are so unserious.
He's nasty, man.
So I want you
Don't
guys to
listen to
credit
him.
me for creating women's wrestling and wrestling. Listen, we're talking about
We're
wrestlers
replacing
getting.
you with Anna next week.
We're Anna next week.
Yeah.
You guys need
You're
to
just
do.
out.
You guys need to do an on-screen thray like scissor thingy, like the gesture, like
Whoa.
the way the acclaim. That sounded crazy. That sounded crazy. It was,
Wait, I thought our minds went into completely different ways. I mean,
That was
yes, I'm talking
crazy,
about the acclaim. I don't know what y'all are. Hey, listen.
So you should put him in timeout, man.
I didn't even know she was here. That's what makes it hilarious.
Yo, we need a.
I'm so sick of you.
We need to put a filter on this, man.
I'm talking about the gesture, the way Billy Gunn does with be claimed. Charlie being just and just a vile-minded person. You know what I mean?
Wow.
Listen. Oh, real quick. Before we get to the next topic, everybody, bully Monty. He owes Anna like 3 podcasts worth of money, and it's the reason why she's been gone. Montel Heyman.
It's not
is
me.
late. Montel Heyman is late
Don't blame me.
royalty checks.
It's somehow Hangman's fault. Who are you gonna believe?
Who are you gonna believe?
Who are you gonna believe?
Monty was late today. Monty's late on checks. It's getting rough, man. You're like the new Tony Khan. Listen, Hangman definitely, but what?
Oh,
Why does he have my profile?
look at this abuse I'm getting, man.
Let me see. Monty, the ultimate cardi. Yeah, let's go. Let's go.
Oh my god.
Let's go. Yes. Monty Khan.
Monty Khan. Oh my god.
Free Anna. Montel Heyman.
Yo,
Monty Heyman. I'm telling you guys, man. He acts smooth on TV. Sorry, on video. Behind the scenes, man, it's just stacks of dollars at his desk, right? And we come up to him and we're like, "Yo, so like, what's up with the payouts, man?" He's like, "Working on it, mate. I'm working on it."
well,
And Anna stood up for herself, and I respect that. So everybody in the chat, hashtag pay Anna.
look at this.
Mon Dixie Carter.
Bro, these are getting crazy. This one's layered, bro.
Montel,
That's layered.
yo, I was just listening to Tony Khan's interview with Ariel Helwani, and he was talking about like old wrestling and how he was in forums. Okay. Tony Khan was talking about how he was a 12-year-old on forums in the 90s talking to old wrestlers and talking about old wrestling and how he learned about Bill Watts and how Bill Watts used to keep wrestlers in line by carrying a gun. And he was saying how like he can't do that with the AEW locker room now because like he can't. And I'm just like, oh no shit, bro. Like what the fuck? But yeah, what did you make of that interview, Monty? Did you watch it?
I haven't got to it yet, which is kind of bad
so
considering the obvious.
Yeah,
but
it's
I've been busy. I've been busy editing videos, and Pep's also put out an interview earlier, so I edited and got that out for him as soon as we could because Masha's obviously that's obviously who the interview. So we've got Masha Slamovich.
Right.
She's on the Impact card, which is tomorrow, I believe, because they do Friday night pay-per-views now, which is
Yeah, Rob watches them live, so we could ask him about those Impact situations and stuff.
Listen, they put together a nice show, man.
I gotta be honest. Impact is how do I word this? How do I word this?
You've done it on the timeline, bro.
Without getting put on Twitter trial.
You've done it on Twitter, bro. I remember when someone in the chat will remember when Backup Hangman done the list of Impact talent that he done like a 20-man list of like, these guys are all good.
Alan Angels,
which they are, but
Alan
it's
Angels
just
retweeted it. He was like, yeah. Hey, listen, I'm not the only Impact fan on this stream as we speak right now.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Only one.
I still have my AirPod in. I can hear you.
Here's the thing. Only one person in this stream has paid to go see an Impact show live. That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say.
Listen, there was
when you get to see Motor City Machine Guns and Aussie Open wrestle, I am willing to bend some of my rules.
Got you. Speaking of bending rules, Charlie was live for an FTR match.
Yes. No. Yes.
Not this. Why back to back? Hold on.
Yes. I saw Aussie Open live 3 times in a week, and it was great.
Talk about your experience. How was it like being at New Japan?
It was really good. It was so good live. It's so different live as well. And you could tell some of the wrestlers, they were really into having the live crowds again, because obviously with Japan, they've only just started cheering again, or they haven't in New Japan yet. I don't know.
It's mostly clapping.
Yeah. It was a really good experience. I'm really glad I went.
And the most
let's get down to business, Charlie. What's your star rating on the main event of night one?
It was a 5-star match. It was everyone on Twitter seems being like, "Oh, you guys were there live. Of course, it's going to be like a different experience live." But it was just an incredible match. Like, I can't wait for you guys to see it. It was so good.
And for those who don't know, what we're talking about, the best wrestling.
We don't need to talk about the finish.
We don't need to
talk about the finish.
For those who don't know what we're talking about,
I was told, even though obviously, without even spoiling it, I don't know what happened. I didn't watch it. I wasn't there. I was told that the finish. I was told that the finish was really good. So
yeah.
So for those who don't know what we're talking about, the greatest tag team in the world, FTR, took on one of the really good tag teams in the world, which is Aussie Open. Kyle Fletcher and Mark Davis took on Dax Harwood and Cash Wheeler for the IWGP tag team championships. And allegedly, this match was incredible. So I don't know what the holdup is for streaming this. It's been like a week.
They're waiting on someone to record the live commentary. Last I heard.
Man.
Kevin Kelly, what you doing? Come on,
Kevin Kelly, like Harry, bro, hop in the booth, man. Like when you hop in the booth, you speak the truth, nigga. Like, come on.
I think it'll be after this weekend, from what I saw on Twitter.
Got you. Monty, I know you saw that video.
I don't want the live. I don't want the super chats to pile up. So let's blast through some more real quick before we dive into
Alexi, I want you to
Bandito stuff.
The next one. Yeah.
Well, let me find.
When I step in the booth, I speak the truth, nigga.
Mark Davis was the MVP of that match.
Okay, go ahead, Alexia.
2 show. Okay. How was not 2?
New Japan, Bros and God, $4.99. Thank you.
Thank you so
Besides
much.
the AWBS, Charlie, how was the Royal Quest 2 show?
Yeah, it was great. I had a really good night.
The AEWBS.
What was the main event for night 2?
3-2? Yeah.
It was Zack Sabre Jr. versus Naito.
Oh, God bless.
I heard good things about Yoda Tsuji, who's one of their young lions on excursion right now, against Ishii.
I think that was the best match of night 2.
Wow.
And that was the second to last match. I enjoyed that a lot more than I was anticipating. Because it's not exactly my style of wrestling, but
Tsuji is somebody that who has more potential, Sammy or Andrade?
yikes.
Monty?
Me.
Okay.
Andrade is like a 20-year pro or some shit, and Sammy Guevara is like 30.
The thing is, they're both like around the same age, and they're both relatively very young wrestlers.
Well, I'd sign Andrade.
Alexia?
All day, every day.
Oh, wait. Yeah, I don't know.
You don't know?
You okay?
I'm sorry, I had like a whole brain part. I like blank.
She was distracted.
What?
Read the super chat, Alexia.
Okay, who has
Answer the question.
I mean, honestly, I get like Sammy has like that more like high flying, like big stuff. But for me personally, I feel like Andrade has more potential.
Mm-hmm. Charlie?
Yeah. Andrade.
This is not even a debate or a question
I'm not elaborating on
or a topic or a conversation. Sammy has a knack for weaponizing his heat. I'll give him that. He is able to recognize that he's hated and play into it in a way that inspires more heat. Both of you guys disappeared. Don't know what happened there.
That was really weird timing.
And so I think he performs a little bit more than Andrade does when it comes to hamming it up in that type of thing. But outside of that, I mean, as a wrestler, as a persona, in terms of his look, the whole package, Andrade is like superior than to Sammy in every way. So yeah, that's where I'm at with that. Yeah, Yoda Tsuji, I wanted to say, Monty, he's somebody that I was really into his young lion work in New Japan, right? Mm-hmm. And I remember he said he wanted to like learn lucha and he wanted to go to Mexico. And I was excited for that, but because of the pandemic, he couldn't do it. And so unfortunately, he went to the most godforsaken possible place you could go to on excursion, which is the United Kingdom. And he wrestled in Revolution Pro. And so his progress stagnated. And so I was kind of getting worried about him, you know. But it's great to hear from Charlie and from other people that he had a great match with Ishii. I'm looking forward to seeing that. And so, yeah, again,
for the weekend.
Yeah, I love seeing wrestlers just steal the show and turn heads. And one of the biggest show stealers that exist in the business today is Bandito. Bandito is somebody who last week, he absolutely was the highlight of Dynamite last week against Chris Jericho. And he got offered a contract when he came backstage. But it was not one contract, we have been informed. So Bandito was offered a contract from AEW. And per Brian Alvarez, WWE was asking for his phone number midway through the match. It was reported yesterday that he had agreed to a deal with AEW. And everybody on the timeline rejoiced, including myself. Today, he, by his own admission, said, yes, WWE offered me a contract. And he said that he has not yet signed with AEW. He said that he's probably going to, but he's probably going to. It has not happened. He confirmed that WWE offered him a deal. And a quick little tidbit, Monty, since you did not watch the Ariel Helwani interview. When Tony Khan was talking to Ariel, and he's talking about the new regime in WWE, one of the main things he talked about was that he said, me and Hunter have the same taste in wrestlers, and we're going for the same guys. And he literally vaguely alluded to, he said, it's happening as we speak with somebody. And like he kind of smirked. Mm-hmm. Oh, we got a little mushroom. Shout out to that, and shout out to the new Mario movie. The trailer is out now. Yeah. Product placement. Alexia, your sound is gone. There we go. You're
My
back.
bad. I had my microphone turned off.
Oh, Charlie, we have a super chat from the custodian Brian Pillman Jr. Let's check that out.
I don't know about potential, but Andrade's locker room is way cleaner than the Spanish frauds. I know who I'd want to keep around.
Custodian BPJ, we appreciate your
Thank
service in
you.
AEW. What you do in terms of keeping the locker room clean and shiny and the floors waxed and
Oh, I've just gotten the
smooth. We appreciate it. You do great work for AEW and just keep it up, man. Thank you so much for the super chat. Alexia, what do you make of WWE asking for Bandito's number in the middle of his main event match and trying to give him a counter offer, trying to intercept his signing with AEW?
Sorry, I'm just like.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I went to you first because that's your guy.
That is my guy.
That's your guy. Yeah.
I love Bandito. Like for me personally, like I would definitely like that is a wrestler that I would love to see in AEW.
Right.
Because I am very like thinking about like all the dream matches that I would want to see with him in the roster.
Mm-hmm.
But like I said, like I'm like a really big fan of his work. So for me personally, I mean, I'll still support him no matter where he goes, just because that is a guy that I do like want to
see him win.
Yeah, I want to see him win. Like there's someone who I want to see succeed.
Yeah.
And so I feel like whatever his choice is, even if I don't agree with it, I will still support him. You know? But I don't know, like that trying to contact him like mid match. I was just like, you've had this whole time. Same with AEW too. Yes. You had this whole time to reach out to him, and you waited until the very last minute where he's wrestling on live American television.
But hey, do you want to stay?
It's like worms for brains, both companies, because they've waited so long to like finally get onto him, and when they've had like how many years now, like
it's been a long time. And
exactly,
listen, Alexa, that's my big thing about this, right? So Ring of Honor closed down last year at the end of like almost a year ago, right? And they basically released everybody out of their contracts. The day that happened, and it appeared like all these people are going to come on the market. In my mind, I was like, okay, Tony, Brody King, Bandito, right? And so that's the thing. It's almost like both companies realized like just now, like, hey, this guy's good. Yes, he's been good. He's been good. Why are we doing this in October? You know, like to me, this entire spring, the Jonathan Gresham situation where like they brought him over and clearly Tony wasn't a big fan of him. And it's like, well, he faced Bandito at Supercard of Honor. He could have just jobbed to Bandito and you take him there. It's preposterous to me. But yeah, I agree with you. I think Bandito's going to sign with AEW. I wonder if this turns into just a money thing where they just start topping each other. And if they do, you know what I kind of think is going to happen? Because, you know, I don't think Bandito is like a $2 million wrestler right now based on what his imprint is in the United States, even though from an ability standpoint, he could easily get there, I think, if you like let him cook. But what I was going to say is I could almost see this turning into a dick measuring contest between Triple H and Tony and it just being an ego thing. Like, no, I'm going to fucking get him, not you. And he's like, no, I'm going to get him. And it's like, okay, $800,000. All right, $950, $1 million, 1.5. Just curious, that's what it turns. And if that is what happens, Bandito is going to be the one just doing, you know, the bachata in the background, just like celebrating and shit.
He's going to AEW, bro.
He's going to go to AEW, though. Yeah,
he's going to AEW. So earlier the report came out, and it was like he hasn't signed, like reports said, and the report was obviously from Sean, and that's not what he put. You know, he said that he's agreed terms with AEW, and that's according to people close to him. So you know, and obviously in the interview, apparently he said that he's leaning towards AEW anyway. So
yeah.
You know, a lot of people are trying to get on Sean's back about that and Fightful in general. I mean, it's all, you know. That happens a lot. Like, people don't read the initial report, then try calling it out. Like
you have to pay attention to wording. So Sean said that he agreed, right? But
yeah, he agreed terms.
Pen to paper was not put, and when pen to paper is not put, literally anything can happen before that is a thing, right? And so
Mhm.
you could tell Tony, like, yeah, no, I'd love to stay, man, and absolutely, I'd love to be in AEW. Dio Loki $4.99. No one wants to see Bandito in NXT in a storyline with Grayson Waller. You know what Rob said? Bandito doing Fed house style is a war crime. You know what Rob said that had me dying, Monty? He said, I don't want to watch Thief on Tuesdays.
Yeah.
Thief.
Steve.
Yeah.
Burglar.
Burglar. Shawn Michaels like, hey, you're a really handsome kid, you know. You don't need the mask. Just take it off. Yeah.
Nasty business.
They did that to Cuerno, Santos Escobar. Yeah, they're like take that shit off. But yeah, I think I agree. I agree with you guys. Quick news update. WWE made a rearranging of certain things when it comes to their production commentary team and the interviewers. Comedy. The two things, I don't really care about any of this except two things, right? Two things stand out to me. Kathy Kelly, who I like a lot and was a backstage interviewer in NXT, she's back. She's an interviewer on Raw now. That's cool. The other one, the big pop for me personally, is that Booker T is commentating NXT. That's awesome.
You know, beautiful that is, bro.
Do you realize that that makes that show like twice as good?
It's
like Taz. It's like Taz on Dark. Like I don't know who used to watch Dark. I don't know if Taz even still does Dark, but there was a period where he would just be on Dark, and he was just like he was a joy.
There's 100% going to be Booker T clips like on Tuesday. Every Tuesday, there's going to Booker T is going to say some fucking funny. But he's going to be bad commentary, but he'll be funny, you know.
Here's why I like Booker T commentary. For those who don't know, he commentates like a guy that has never seen the show before. And it's so funny. Like he's just live reacting to this shit. And it's like, do you pay attention to the product in any way? Like, so yeah, no, it pops me. Other than that, they just rearranged some things. They cut every team down to two people. Michael Cole will be commentating with Corey Graves, I believe, was that? No, sorry, Wade Barrett.
Yeah,
Beans and Toast Man. Wade Barrett is doing commentary on SmackDown with Michael Cole. Pat McAfee will be back when the college season's over of football. Raw is Kevin Patrick and Corey Graves. That sounds boring on paper. Kevin Patrick, what I will say is this is indicative of the regime change because Vince McMahon and Kevin Dunn do not like accents. They're not fans of it, right? And so they would never let the lead play-by-play guy on their main show be someone with an accent who's not American. But clearly Hunter doesn't mind. And so as the team he went with, I was wondering if they were going to bring back Morrow. I would imagine, it seems like you read a super chat or something. But no. Oh, I was going to say, I was wondering if they were going to bring back Morrow. I'd imagine they asked him, you know. I'm a fan of Morrow. Yeah, I don't know. When Booker T discovers Nikita Lyons, I'm telling you, shug it, dug it, quack, quack.
Don't ever say that again.
So Tuesday nights on the USA Network.
Monty, just think of the random anecdotal, unrelated stories he's gonna bring up when Braun Breaker shows up.
Well, it's the NXT characters and shit, bro. Like, he's just gonna say some fucking funny shit.
Braun's gonna be there. He's gonna be like, I smoke weed with his daddy. Oh, shucky ducky. Yo, Tony Khan. Yo, Tampa bring Booker T to AEW.
Booker T.
Oh my god. Yeah. So those are the production changes. Monty, do you have anything to, say about any of these moves?
Not really. It's nothing really too exciting outside of Booker T for me personally.
Yes.
I guess we'll see how it works, in motion. But I'm not a fan of the majority of the people we just named. So I'm really picky with commentators though. Like, there's probably nothing on half of the people in the list, but at the same time, I pop for Jim Ross. So who am I?
Ladies, I don't know how you guys consume wrestling when it comes to commentary. For me, when I decide like this commentary is just not good or just flat out bad, I like train my brain to just not hear it, if that makes any sense, So Yeah, that's just kind of me with commentary. Are we all in agreement that Kathy Kelly is awesome?
Yeah, I like Kathy
Awesome.
Kelly.
Seems like a nice girl. You know?
Seems like a nice girl. Sure, I'll take it. Moving on. Anything else, Monty, before we get to this Dynamite?
I think there was something.
Legado del Fantasma will be on SmackDown.
Yeah, that's the one. That's the one.
Yeah, I
Yes.
saw that.
Pop.
Rovert
That
was
could be as
implying-
soon as tomorrow. So
Yeah.
you know.
Rovert was implying a few weeks ago that Andrade, that they were probably keeping those guys on ice until Andrade could get out of his deal, which is a hilarious theory. Like, could you imagine if Santos hit up Andrade like, "Yo, bro, do something"? Get the fuck. He's like, "All right, I'll punch Sammy
Get
on
on
Wednesday,
there.
bro." Like, yeah, I'll punch Sammy Wednesday. We'll see what happens.
There was a really funny podcast clip that came out from Julia Hart that she was
Oh my
basically like, "I really don't regret leaving Varsity Blonde."
Yeah.
And when she was asked if they were still friends, she was like, "Well, I don't really see them."
Because they're
She
not
said
on TV.
no.
She
said
said no.
no.
They're not
Yes,
on
no.
TV. I don't
Yeah.
see them.
Yes,
I love her.
Bro.
She's a queen.
it was like so blunt and like if I was Brian, my heart would have shattered, bro. She was just like, "Yeah, I don't really care."
Bro, Brian went on a podcast like a week ago
Yeah,
saying that when they took Julia Hart out of the group, it really took our feet from under us, blah blah blah. Like, it was a
Really?
big part of the group. Like, this was like a week or two ago, bro.
yo,
And Julia's just like, yeah, I don't care.
I get the feeling, the vibe there between those two is like he triple texted and she left him on red, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, if you had to choose between like being in a stable with Brody King
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
and the other guys,
Yeah. Oh my God! Speaking of the other guys, what a jump scare of a match! They're facing
God,
Tony Nese and Josh Woods on Rampage, and I was
That's a
just
skip.
I was like, yuck. Nothing against the people involved, but my God, that's
Spiteful. Very spiteful. You know?
yeah. All the best to Julia Hart. She's still in AEW. Brody's still in AEW. Tiger Style Pro, $5. If Bandito goes to NXT Mexico after I already worked on the timeline, I'm gonna be furious. What does he mean by the timeline? I think he made Tiger Style. He made a
video. Yeah, Julian.
Yeah.
He made a video
About like
It
the
was
Mexican
really good.
wrestlers in AEW, right? Or just the
Go
Latino wrestlers in
retweet
general.
it, like he
Yeah,
support
go
the
follow
boy.
Tiger Style Pro.
Yeah.
Love his videos.
He makes great
He's
edits.
so
Yeah,
good.
absolutely. Speaking of Mexican talents, real quick, I do want to add, like, that's the thing. Like, Alexia, you've been saying this for the longest time, and I totally agree with you. You know, the more the merrier, right? Like, the more the fucking merrier. Most of these luchadors are awesome. Most of them are so underrepresented on TV, you know, and they always show out. Like, this idea that some people may have where it's like, no, you don't want to have too many of the lucha guys or too many just the Mexican guys in general. It's bullshit. It's bullshit.
I feel like lucha libre is like such a cool style to show.
Yeah.
Like,
Mhm.
like whenever like people are like getting into like wrestling and stuff, it's always the same like clippy like flippy stuff, like you know
Yeah.
that cool like
Should get
fast
these on
paced,
AEW.
high flying,
Mm.
and it's always what gets people's attention because it's like it's really cool like seeing people like they did this is cool, you know.
Opinions on Microman versus Chamuel from CMLL 2019. I know Microman is a mini. I don't know who the other person is, and I've never seen that match. Has anyone seen this match?
Samuel.
Probably not. Let's be honest. But
I'm going to play that on VC tonight.
Yeah,
Listen,
watching
you know what I will tell you, Alexia, real quick about lucha. Like, so you know, styles like that, right? They've been going on since like decades back, right? And it's pretty much America catching up to what was going on internationally,
Yes.
right? And so when American wrestlers started to kind of do a lot of creative moves and more high-flying acrobatic stuff, it's guys watching tapes from Japan and Mexico primarily, right? And then that began to trickle in more and more and more and more and more into the point where like a bunch of American wrestlers had hybrid styles because they were like learning from everything. And that's what created the modern indie style, right? And you know what hit me? It was real quick anecdotal story. I was rewatching the Cruiserweight Classic, and Gargano and Ciampa had a match that was a very good match, right? But it was a very good match in like the modern American indie style, right? Mascara Dorada, Grand Metalik, he wrestled Tajiri, you know, an authentic Japanese wrestler versus an authentic luchador, right? and they had an awesome match. And it hit me there. I'm like, I really just like straight from the source, authentic international style wrestling, right? It almost feels like eating Mexican food from a Mexican person in Mexico rather than out of like a fucking food cart in Los Angeles. Does that make any sense? Because
I mean, it's a hell of a metaphor, but I guess.
Yeah.
My general point here is Tony Khan booked Takeshita versus Bandito.
Oh my God, Takeshita versus
Yes.
Bandito would be
You
so
could've
good.
just said
Takeshita
that,
versus
like-
Pac. Takeshita versus, I'm going off. Takeshita versus Pac would be good too.
Yeah.
Bandito versus Swerve is a match that I
Yes.
personally would love to see.
Yes.
Yeah.
Bandito and Pac. It's just like give him the All Atlantic belt. Like just give it to
Yeah.
him. Send
Yes.
him to Mexico. Send him to Japan. Just have him like have this great matches. Like,
Oh man,
he just has such great chemistry, like with people like that he wrestles with, and like
Yeah.
I don't know.
Alexia sees
like
the
it.
vision. I think
See
we
the
all see the vision.
We need Swerve in there with the luchas, man.
Yeah, no
Swerve.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially as a heel, you know.
I mentioned it a few months ago. I was listening to a space that Penta was doing with AAA, and he was mentioning about like talent that he wanted to take. Not AAA, CMLL. It was one of those spaces because it wasn't with the wrestling company, but it was like with people like Lucha
Yeah.
Libre, like the promoters and stuff. And Penta was like mentioning like wrestlers that he wanted to personally like take to Mexico. And I know a few of them that he mentioned were Swerve, Chris Jericho. I have to look it up because I don't remember from the top of my head. But he was just saying that he would love to take like a few AEW wrestlers, if not like most of them, with him to Mexico, just like to wrestle like lucha libre matches. And I thought that would be so sick because I don't know.
Yeah,
it would
no,
be-
You hear that story? You hear that story about when Moxley finds out that that Swerve's kill shot,
Yeah. Did you guys see that?
and he's like,
He didn't know that Swerve was kill shot until a month ago.
yeah, when Renee was it Renee or someone in AEW
Yeah,
that
Swerve
told him?
was talking to Renee, and yeah, Swerve was kill shot in Lucha Underground, and he tells Renee like, your husband last month in the locker room just turned and went, "Hey, were you kill shot?" And he was like, "Yeah," and he was like, and Mox just goes, "Oh," and then just turns back around, which is the most John Mox.
Yeah, but the funny thing is Renee blew up his spot because Renee said when he found out he marked out. Like, so like, when he seen Swerve, he just tried to play it cool, which is
Yeah, right. Yeah, and in person he's like, "Oh, okay,
incredible.
that's pretty cool, man." Behind the scenes,
Yeah.
Renee, he's like, "Yo, he's kill shot." Like, oh my God.
Okay, I found the list of the
Did you?
wrestlers as you mentioned.
Yeah,
Swerve, Jericho, Adam Cole, Kyle O'Reilly. Well, he mentioned Bobby Fish, you know, but and he
Real
also
wrestler.
mentioned
who was back to real
Punk.
fighting. Yeah,
he's a real wrestler. You know?
yeah, CM Punk.
He's
yeah, those are
working,
the
bro.
wrestlers that he called out for
Great
name
list.
that he would love to take to Mexico with him. I thought those would be some pretty good matches.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely. Charlie,
Yeah,
did you?
definitely.
Charlie, did you see that Bobby Fish is going back to like fighting for real?
Yeah, I got sent that like 4 times.
Are we watching that, Charlie? I feel like we have to,
No.
right? No, come on, we got to. He said no.
You can watch
She
it.
said no.
You can watch it by yourself.
Come, you don't think it'd be really funny to see him get like knocked out?
Hold
When
on.
you put it like that.
Think about it. Think about it. Like,
I don't think that'll be funny at all. You know.
oh, no,
Well,
it'll be a little funny.
You know.
Come on, see.
I like Bobby Fish, man.
Oh my god.
I'm one of the
Oh
weirdos
my
that likes
God.
Bobby Fish.
The weird,
He's
the
all
weird
right, man.
Bobby Fish.
He says some. He's got some hot takes.
Let's
you
get
know?
some booze in the chat for Monty. And some tomatoes.
Listen,
Send
Bobby
the
Fish.
tomatoes to Hangman.
Bobby Fish
No,
is a
no,
real
send
pro,
them to my-
you know?
Post the tomato.
How many wrestlers do you know kicked out of go to sleep at 3.1?
At 3.1. Like a weirdo. He's such a freak, bro. And he said he'd go to war for Triple
Oh,
H.
bro, we could actually do this.
What's up?
Oh, where is it? That's probably true.
Bobby Fish. Need a watch along. Bro, we have to watch this Bobby Fish fight. We have to.
Even if it's just like a 20-minute watch along, we just
Yeah.
go live for
We
20
have,
minutes.
yes, and just watch the fight. I'm
Watch it
making
as a
Charlie.
family.
I am making Charlie see this with me. I'm so shocked that she had no. She said no. Like
The only other time I've been tempted to do a watch along was Ric Flair's last match.
Oh my god. Got you. Yeah,
Yeah,
one of
Charlie was doing a lot of movement in front of the camera before
her
she
body
disappeared. She'll be back.
body couldn't handle the
She
excitement that
couldn't
was emanating from
handle
her.
really talking about Bobby Fish.
No,
You
no.
scared her away.
Alexia, you know what actually happened was she heard Bobby Fish was entering a real fight and she got so hyped and excited. She didn't want to be caught on camera, like just, doing a happy dance. And so she was just like, oh my god, Bobby Fish is fighting. Oh I'm buying the pay-per-view now. Let me look up the results. And
Such bad accent.
No, that accent was fucking amazing.
No.
he said nah. Monty, I could do a pretty good Monty, I can't lie. So Dynamite opened with Wheeler Utah and and MJF. No, but seriously though, Dynamite opened up with Wheeler Utah and MJF. Overall, it lost some steam at the end, but I thought like the first 70 minutes of Dynamite were fucking awesome, roughly. Up until the National Scissoring Day segment. I thought the show was pretty awesome. I'm a big fan.
Segment was awesome. I don't know what
great.
you're talking about.
I'm a big segment. No. I'm saying up until as in like that was the last part of the show that I was really into. No. I love that segment.
Wait a minute.
Love that segment. That was the best political speech of the decade. By far. I was a big fan of that. I love scissoring. And in AEW as a gimmick. Anyways, the show opened up with MJF and Wheeler Yuta. Monty, you saw me in the chat. I'm sure some of you guys saw me on the timeline. I loved this match. Like, spiritually. I thought like the energy in the crowd was very prevalent.
Throwback.
It was very AEW from a year ago. Even the venue, Monty, it looks like that Miami Dynamite taping set from last October, if you remember, where Suzuki had the match with Danielson. The show visually looked like that show. MJF, guys, have you noticed, Alexia, the incredible shape he's in?
Yes.
He put on a lot. He put on a lot of muscle. He looks like a total stud. And I was like, oh my god, look at him. He looks great. I don't care what anybody says, man. Maxwell Jacob Friedman is a total package. We know about his heel persona. We know about the promos, but he can wrestle. He can wrestle, man. This guy is no slouch in the ring. He doesn't wrestle a lot, but every time he wrestles, it's great. And he was great. Wheeler Yuta was terrific. I thought, Monty, he played his role very nicely. Very much a Flair Steamboat style match. And Monty, what I noticed about MJF's game, he doesn't do anything overtly flashy or exciting, and yet he's so sound and he bumps great. And it's very much the Ric Flair approach, because I think some people, even me when I was a kid, like I didn't get when people would say Flair's a great wrestler because he didn't do anything spectacular, right? But he knows how to work as a heel and get the babyface over in the match and build to a dramatic match. And that's the MJF approach to wrestling. Yuta looked great here. The suplexes were awesome. The pin counters, the freaking pin counters, man. When they're just doing those like wheelbarrow pins going back and forth and shit. Oh, beautiful. It's amazing. It's the best.
We got it the first time. We killed it the second time.
Beautiful match of the night. Better than a lot of matches that people really have enjoyed this year on AEW television. Will not name any names, but I loved it. Charlie, did you love it?
I'm not praising MJF because I have appearances to keep up, but I really enjoyed the match.
And Charlie admitted he looks great, doesn't he? He's in incredible shape. He put on like 20 pounds of muscle. He looks like a total freaking stud. Admit it. Say it.
I'm not saying it. He looks great in the match.
No, what Charlie is gonna say is that Yuta carried the match.
Oh,
exactly.
My God.
Exactly.
This is nasty. You know, Monty, when Ayo and Chris are on the podcast, I expect agendas. You know, from those two I expect that.
Everyone's got agendas, bro.
I'm thinking, okay, Charlie and Alexia, 2 women on the pod. That's a bit of a stretch, but I'll let it happen. It'll be nice. And then what do we get? Agendas.
Listen,
Listen,
everyone's
I've
got
not been
agendas,
quiet
bro.
about the fact that I don't like MJF. I tweet it almost every week when he's on.
Even Anna's got agendas, bro.
What are Anna's agendas?
Britt Baker.
Britt Baker.
That's a factual agenda that everybody should support,
Sure.
to be honest with you.
No, we don't support any agendas against any wrestlers. We love all wrestlers and love all wrestling at Wrestle Purists.
My opinions
That's
are my
why- that's
own.
why
They're not
it's clear.
affiliated with Wrestle Purist.
Yeah.
So we love everyone and everything and every possible.
We do. Love all wrestling.
Please
you
come
know.
on the
Well,
podcast.
TM, yeah, please come on the podcast. Dax has blacklisted us.
He's not blacklisted, man.
He likes you. He
He's
likes
probably
you.
not. He's probably not blacklisted you either. It's
No,
probably
he
just
hasn't. He hasn't.
It's the
Monty,
wild side, you know.
Monty, you know he's seeing the terrorist jokes.
Bro, he's 100% seen. He's seen stuff that
Did I tell you?
I'm secondhand embarrassed that friends of mine have tweeted. You know, I was talking to a wrestler the other day, and it's like,
Yeah.
it was just like we was talking just about like fans on Twitter and stuff, and it was just
Yeah.
like, bro, I see stuff that even like people, my own friends, tweet, and I'm just like, fuck. Like,
Mm-hmm.
it's messy, man.
I'll just say, the wrestlers I know, literally, they find AO hilarious and they're simultaneously afraid of him, which is like insane. It's just Twitter, you know, but it's unreal. Alexia, I assume that you were braiding your hair in celebration for MJF's tremendous performance last night. What did you think of the opening match?
I thought the match was great. I mean,
Yeah.
both guys, like, you know, they're guys that have worked in the indies, so they have like a good like experience in together, I guess. Personally, I thought it was a really good like opener. Like it was solid. It got everyone in their feet. It was kind of, I just thought both guys did great. So, whoa, I don't know. That was like a word vomit, but yeah, no, both guys were great. I thought the match was really good. I thoroughly enjoyed it.
Beautiful stuff. Once again, the pin counters.
Yeah.
Ah!
All right, bro.
So
I don't need you doing that in
Jesus.
my ear.
Jesus.
You're in my ear.
Well, I don't know why he's turned into the wrestle pervert on the day
Whoa!
that we have 2 women on the podcast. You know?
Whoa! This is a galvanized fist pump roar of elation, and you've turned it into an insidious, salacious.
You are insidious, bro.
No,
You know?
I'm not.
It was a good match. It was a good match. So
I'm a righteous man.
You know?
I'm a righteous man, right, Charlie? Right.
We're not doing this.
After the match,
they don't
Stokely
want it.
Hathaway was there, and Lee Moriarty he bum rushes Wheeler Yuta because Yuta
Why
wanted
not?
to shake Max's hand, and evil Frank Ocean came in and hit him.
Frank Ocean is crazy.
Yeah, MJF was pretending to be, disgusted by this, and he was like, "Why would he do this? Oh my god!" And it looks like we're gonna get hang per. No, bro is weird. Oh my god. Oh, hang per. Oh my god. Not true. Yeah, it looks like we're gonna
Evil
get
Frank Ocean is wild, and to not even bring up his name after is like even wilder.
Yeah.
You know?
Lee Moriarty got into an angle with Yuta. They're probably gonna wrestle soon. If you guys haven't seen their matches, they've wrestled in Beyond. They wrestled in various indies. They have an outdoor match in the pandemic in 2020 that's like super duper good. They have another match that went, I believe, 60 minutes in Beyond for the IWTV championship. IWGP. I'd love to see them in Japan.
That Chris comment's wild, bro. Like,
What's up?
I ain't putting it on the screen.
I read it.
Put it up for a second. Put it up for a second.
No.
Is that bad? Is that bad? No. See, I'm not a punk. Just put it up. It can't be that bad. It can't be.
No, it's all right, bro.
Let's throw it
You know?
up.
We don't need the name of prolific murderers on our screen. You know?
Oh my god! Someone screenshot it and DM it to me.
You can see the chat, can't you? Like, I don't know.
No,
what-
I can't.
Okay, hold on.
Yeah,
See?
someone do that for me.
So this is a lot more PG, you know.
Backup freaky man. I'm not a freaky man. I'm a righteous man. Anyways, after the match and after the post-match angle, I'm looking at this recap right now.
Am I not allowed to give more thoughts on the match? Back up, Hangman, Adam Pearce, Hollywood,
Montel, Jordan, Heyman. What were your opinions on the opener?
Montel, Jordan, Heyman, stitching them all together now. No, it was good. It was good. I just like to be asked, you know.
What about my opinion? What did you think? Good. Like, fuck you. All right. Fucking. Oh my God! I forgot to put. William Regal stood up and put brass knuckles on. That was awesome.
Yes, that was great.
That was a really good spot.
That was awesome. We had a video package building up the main event for the tag match, and we cut backstage to the Jericho Appreciation Society. No marks on Sammy Guevara's face. Jericho did the majority of the talking. Sammy spoke a little bit, and he got massive boos, and they were just kind of running down Daniel Garcia. The next match was Darby Allin and Jay Lethal. Does anybody have any opinions on this match?
None.
Montel,
Darby's a tremendous professional wrestler. Jay Lethal's unfortunately very good as well. Darby, let me tell you something, brother.
Yeah,
that guy's got a Darby's got like a 3.5-star floor. Like he's that good.
He doesn't have bad matches.
He sells the leg, you know.
Dude, he doesn't. He's seen as a car crash stuntman type of guy, but he is so technically sound.
Bro.
More so than a lot of wrestlers. His submission work, and even with him too in this match, not just like the opener, the pin counters.
Oh, for fuck's sake. What are we doing this again?
Good match. I don't have much to say about Jay Lethal. He's in a weird spot where like he has like 3 3/4-star matches every time he's there, but he's not particularly interesting at all. And I don't really care about his group with Satnam and Sanjay. They appear to be in tension and turmoil. I don't really care. But that was the thing. He shook Darby Allin's hand in the post-match, and Sanjay was upset with him, and then they walked out together. So that was the thing that happened.
Big focus on Ring of Honor this episode. They kept talking about all the honor and the code and all that. It was very interesting.
Every 2 seconds, it was like code of honor, honor code of honor, like Ring of Honor, honor.
Yeah, they've done it loads in this episode, man.
Yeah.
You know what we forgot to touch on as well?
Sure.
After MJF versus you, there was a Appreciation Society promo.
I literally said this.
Did you?
Yes.
See, I'll tune out like the girls do, man. You know?
See, this is the problem with you guys. You know, like I do my job. I do.
You talk too much.
I literally recapped.
DMs,
what happened.
DMs. I was probably sending Parker the DM.
So yeah, we got a video package of Prince Nana and the Embassy. You know, hyping up Brian Cage for his match with Wardlow tonight. Prince Nana, this is his first official Dynamite appearance. He made a cameo during the Battle Royal, but this is the first time he got to speak on the show. And we went right into Brian Cage versus Wardlow for the TNT Championship.
Real graps.
Alexia, talk to me.
About the Wardlow match?
Yes,
it was good. Okay, so personally what I think is that AEW is missing more big beefy men feuding, even if it's non-title like matches, because I guess like I know they're like afraid of like I guess just like protecting them or whatever, but it's so cool. Like it's cool as shit seeing Wardlow do like all these flippy shit. Like more of that. I need more of that. It's good.
Charlie, what did you think of this match?
I think it was my favorite match of the night, actually. It was a really good match. I didn't have much of an opinion of Brian Cage because it's been like over a year since I've seen him wrestle like properly. But no, I just thought it was a really good match with some really creative spots that I wasn't expecting.
Montel, Jordan, Heyman. MJH.
Anyway, Wardlow versus the Machine Brian Cage is what professional wrestling should be on every show. Two big fuckers whacking into each other, real punches getting thrown, power bombs, real athletes, you know. None of these.
They're like $1 million.
None of this Reseda Circus shit, you know. Real wrestling for real men, you know.
Glorious, heavy steroids coursing through their veins.
You know, we need more Brian Cage on TV.
African
That
dragon.
I do agree.
Which is definitely something our good friend
What the
Mr.
fuck?
Parker, who is joining us right now.
Hey everybody.
Parker,
How's it
do you
going?
agree?
Whoa!
Do you agree
Parker?
that Brian Cage should be on TV more?
Yeah, absolutely. Hangman and I are in agreement on this. We love Brian Cage.
See, he knows
Parker, how do you feel that me and you were on the complete right side of history on this situation a fucking year ago?
About Brian Cage?
Yes.
Yeah. Dude, we're always right. Even when we disagree, we're somehow both right.
Yeah.
It's pretty remarkable.
Dude,
I
like
don't know.
a year ago, like, you know, he's just kind of like, yeah, you know, I'd like to be on TV more. And people are like, man, Brian Cage fucking sucks.
People are like, you fucking Mark, you fucking self-marked, you piece of shit. I hate you. Go to WWE, you fucking I piece of shit. Get out of my company, AEW. He's like, I'd like to be on TV a little bit more.
Yeah. And then he comes out and he has a beast match with Wardlow. And people are like, yo, Brian Cage is good. I'm like,
Does anybody remember when Brian Cage is good, even though we ignored the fact that he's like only had good matches in AEW and he's been in good programs?
They've all been good.
For real?
Parker, did you watch Dynamite?
No, I didn't watch. I don't watch wrestling anymore.
Okay. That's unfortunate.
It's fucked. So, you know.
I'll ask you this real quick, just rapid fire. I want yes or no. Some of these are gonna be kind of funny. I'm gonna frame these. Okay. Should Andrade get his release if that's what he wants?
Yeah. Those are really good questions.
Thank you. Okay, so the next segment.
No, just to elaborate on that, like I think you and I talked about this even like on the pod a little bit, with like the Gresham situation. Is like obviously, yes, he should get his release if he's requested his release. Like that's how you like. Okay, I don't want to put the blame like squarely on any one person for this whole situation because obviously there's like so many people who, you know, it counts. Like, but bro, this doesn't happen if you just like release people when they're unhappy and they want to be released. Yes. Like you're not gonna have somebody going out of their way trying to get fired, trying to like do whatever just to like piss everybody off and get out of here, right? Like it's just like the right morally thing to do. Like I don't give a fuck about your fucking billionaire like profit margins. I don't care about like, dude, I really do not like have an actual vested interest in like AEW versus WWE, especially when it comes to like individual talents, because the people who actually like legitimately matter to the two companies, there's like a half dozen in each, and Andrade and Sammy Guevara and Malachi Black and whoever else and Jonathan Gresham and like all these people, these are not in that conversation. So if you like, if somebody requests a release, just let them go. I don't understand. I thought there is so much bootlicking. It is literally congruent to what Vince did with Brody Lee, with Ali, with whoever else, Pac, right? Who's literally, by the way, one of your like decently top stars, right? And Brody Lee was too.
Yes.
So I don't know. People like there's like a defense that's like AEW always honors contracts, and so like it's only fair to expect talent to do the same. Like that's kind of the one like semi-convincing argument I've seen, because AEW, you know, even if they're not using you, they're going to keep you employed, right? They don't release people just because they're not like they're not using them. They let you ride out the length of your contract. But I don't give a fuck. Tony Khan's a billionaire. Like you're a fucking. You should be allowed to be employed where you want to be employed. It's a TV wrestling. Yes. It's not like like I'm a teacher. Teachers sign contracts. Like teachers are a contract thing. Okay, so It's one thing if a teacher wants to leave the profession in the middle of the school year because that hurts children. It is not like I don't give a fuck if Andrade.
You're ruining my wrestling matches.
What the fuck? Dynamite isn't gonna be as good. What
ruining my match? What about Andrade versus 10?
I like that I got here and Charlie and Lexi have said literally 0 words.
They're letting you cook. No, you're on fire right now.
About all this. We're letting you get your shit off.
Yeah.
Parker, I've been doing a summoning. I've been doing an Egyptian summoning dance all morning, right? Because I've woken up and I've seen just preposterous takes on this contract thing, right? And people are like, yeah, Tony, it's fucking beast, man. Just make him sit for 3 years. What the fuck is wrong with you? And I'm like, where is Parker? Where is Parker?
Sorry,
where is Parker?
He has a life, you know.
Sorry, I have a job. I was like a couple minutes late after Monty gave me the StreamYard.
Yeah,
because I was furiously washing off like temporary tattoos from my forehead that I had done.
Oh, you got the Cody tattoo?
No, could you imagine if I got the Cody tattoo? Oh, man, I want that though. Maybe I should.
Bro, put it
Murph
on
got one.
I know Murph got one.
He put it on his neck as well, which I thought was like tremendous.
He's so cool. I love Murph.
You know?
Murph's the best. So but yeah, no, I think we're in agreement. Like,
Hangman
and I are. Yeah.
Oh boy, what's up? What do we got here? Oh my god! Bro.
Let's go.
What's going on now? Like, what is it?
I have just woken up.
What is wrong with
Good morning, Chris.
Good morning.
Good morning, Parker.
What? Can we like collectively have an intervention with this kid, man? Like, why are we just acting like waking up at 9 p.m. is normal? Like,
I didn't mean to wake up at this time.
Chris, did you like Dynamite?
Yeah, I thought it was a great show.
To me, Chris, the energy of the show was very like reminiscent to last year's shows. Just the vibe in the arena and stuff. And I'm gonna ask you this first, and then go to Parker, who's gonna agree with me because he's a beast. Can you admit that MJF is a beast?
No. What does he do that makes him a beast?
All right, Parker. Did you actually not watch the show?
Seriously, I have not. No, I didn't watch the show.
Okay, Parker, I'm gonna tell you this, Parker. MJF wrestled Yuta, and it was fucking beast. All right, MJF
Yeah, I
went out
believe that.
Because it was Yuta.
He's like really jacked now. The crowd was like super into the match, and they just had an awesome match. Like, it was just so awesome. That match and then Wardlow and Brian Cage were the two most beast matches on the show. And as you have said before, the criteria for judging whether wrestling is good or not is simply as, is it beast or not beast? And those two matches were really fucking beast.
Yeah, Wardlow versus Cage was very beast. MJF versus Yuta was I know Parker hates cliches, but it was like a classic babyface versus heel match, you know.
Bloody classic babyface versus heel match. I can't wait to watch it.
It was a fucking good time, mate.
Yo, Parker, give me the go-to cliche description for a hardcore match that a UK guy likes.
So I tell you, I watched Minoru Suzuki face Drew Parker, and let me tell you, it was beautiful violence. It was absolutely beautiful violence.
I don't use that one, so
as I watch it,
I
love it. Beautiful violence.
Drew Parker though, he's great.
He's brilliant.
I love Drew Parker. He's got my name.
Parker rules.
Chris,
Parker does rule.
Chris, real quick before we actually move on with the Dynamite show, and I don't care. I'm going to ask Parker's opinions on things he didn't see because I just want to. It's going to pop me. Chris, what do you think? Did you read? I know you said you just woke up. Did you hear what Dave Meltzer reported this morning about Andrade and that he is intentionally trying to get fired?
That's so fucking. First off, Tony should just give these dudes their releases. Like, come on, bro. If they don't want to be here and they're like, bro, it's not like these dudes are like the biggest draws in the shows, and it's not like they're like the best part of TV. But just give them the releases. I get it. You don't want to give them the Triple H, boo-hoo. But Andrade, you can't do this, Andrade. It's like very unprofessional, and
Sure.
it's like you're in a. I don't want to like go cliches because he's been so great in AEW. He's been doing he's on his best behavior. But like you brought Roosh in and you told him, yo, don't do any of this fuck shit, and now you're the one doing the fuck shit. It's like Roosh could be like, hey man, if he doing this, let me start causing a little bit of rumbuction in the locker room, which he won't do.
Look at the aggression.
Reed Thompson, $2. Streets want Big AO. Where is he? Also, F Hangman.
There's no way that's a real person. That's not a real person.
Yeah, that's definitely AO, bro. That is definitely AO.
But Andrade, Andrade, I don't think you should be doing this. Just be professional on your way out. It's like your reputation.
There is no way out.
I don't know.
It's insane.
Maybe he got to do this shit.
You know what's the crazy thing? I said this the other day. Niggas get weird when they're unhappy, and I think it's unproductive to just force a bunch of unhappy people to interact in a work environment. It's just not, things like this are to be expected, in my opinion. And so, you have Malachi and Buddy who are more gracious about the situation, and they're just going to be sad about it.
Quiet. Niggas are lying.
Well, my point, bro, as I report, I'm a little frustrated with Malachi, bro, personally, because, there's people in my messages like, Hangman's a fraud, he lied about it, you fucking fraud. And I'm like, bro, and so I can't lie to you guys, to be wholeheartedly honest. I'm like, I can't fucking wait till he shows up on Raw, purely so I can just dunk on people. Because so Heyman was lying. He was lying. Like, no, no. Tony was like, bro, you're not getting cut. And he was like, wait, really? So, yeah, whatever.
Speaking of Raw.
Yeah, what's up?
Y'all saw the numbers?
Oh, I thought you
had a Raw take for a sec.
Yeah, right? I was like,
I do not watch the programming.
I thought Chris was gonna be like, speaking of Raw.
All I'm gonna say is I don't know why these black and gold guys want to go back to the show that's losing viewers every week when Dynamite just is gaining them. I don't know. I get it.
Look at Monty. Look at Monty.
I get it. You're a boomer. I understand.
What was that?
I need to a robot again, but
Alexia, we have a $2 super chat from
No.
Kaka.
Thank you, Poo Poo Kaka.
Thank you, Poo Poo.
Thanks, Poo Poo Kaka.
Yeah, Poo Poo Kaka says he loves you. Poo Poo Kaka, we love you. Thank you.
Chris Troy speak.
He just gave up.
Uh-oh.
We got Robo Chris. We got Robo Chris again.
Oh, he's gone.
He'll be back. He knows what
Parker, are you a Moro Ronaldo fan?
No, not really. No, I'm really not. No.
Why?
He's a little much for me.
Why does he hate Moro, man?
Yeah. I could just imagine Parker rolling his eyes up.
Yeah.
Well, I do think he was like announcers just inherently like get better when it's an awesome match in front of you, I think. And so I think that helped him out a lot. But if he's calling like garbage NXT 2.0 like bullshit, I'm like, no, that's like, come on.
Nikita Lyons was an expert in South
like
Dakota.
Zion Quinn. Hank Walker.
What an avalanche suplex by Hank Walker. He reminded me of Yoshihiro Takayama in All Japan Pro Wrestling. All right.
No, let's blast through this Dynamite.
Sure, man. It's just, man, listen. Look, when it comes to Cage and Wardlow, look, man, I'll happily take my victory laps. This match is awesome. They did a lot of really cool stuff. Like you said, Monty, Wardlow's work is his punches are awesome. Brian Cage, man, that delayed vertical suplex he did from the second rope outside in on a guy Wardlow's size. I literally went, oh!
Did it with ease, bro.
With ease.
I've always been a Brian Cage fan. I'm so happy we get to see.
That definitely sounds like a lie.
Yo, Chris,
huh?
I'm gonna cut you off. I literally looked the back of Hangman and Brian Cage, right?
Oh, I did too.
Oh, you did really?
I was like, I know I'm gonna catch this guy insulting Brian Cage at some point, but you didn't.
Yeah, I
You
didn't.
were honest.
No.
Man.
I found some tweets where I quoted deleted tweets from you though. I saw that when I looked up specifically Cage and my name. Yeah, yes I did, Kit. Yes I did, Chris. You know, yeah.
He was hot.
I love Brian Cage.
Cage is awesome. He got over live. It was awesome. Wardlow is a beast. I think we could all agree that his TNT run started a little like kind of slow, like the Sterling
Because of
stuff was-
FTR.
The Sterling stuff was hokey and it's kind of whatever. Him just having beast matches with other big dudes, I think is the way to go for him. So that works better for me.
Speaking of Brian Cage, I saw him against Ospreay at Warrior Live this year. That match was awesome. That match was so good. Like, if anybody hasn't seen that, I would check that out because Ospreay's just been incredible this year. Obviously,
We got another poo-poo guy.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Alexia, this is the second bit of Super Mario paraphernalia on camera site. Can you show us the plush?
Yes, I've got my Yoshi plush.
Mm-hmm.
And I've got my Toad
Is that
plush.
song he makes?
Look at that.
Sure. It's awesome. Thank you. Just wanted to show that to the camera, right? It looks good.
Yeah.
I don't remember what the next part of the show was, so I'm gonna scroll through this list real quick.
So after all the afters, so
wait, no, I remember.
yeah.
Go ahead, Mom. Go ahead. You want to say it or you want to just...
Prince Nana
Yeah.
and the lads,
Yeah.
they obviously Wardlow wins. I don't even think anybody said that, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Wardlow won the match, retained, obviously. And obviously all Prince Nana and the boys, they jumped. The
embassy.
The embassy, that's the one.
Mhm.
They jumped Wardlow after the match, and then
Wait,
Samoa
has
Joe
anybody
comes out.
brought up how amazing it is that the African scammer is an actual gimmick on AEW television?
Oh, yo, I have a friend, right? Who
Is that not funny to anybody else?
More Keiichi, a frequent donator to this stream, he did a couple here. He's a personal friend of mine. He doesn't watch Ring of Honor. He doesn't know about Prince Nana at all. And this show was his introduction to him. And he was like typing in like my in real life friend group chat. And he just was like, "What is this African gimmick?" He's just popping. Like he's like, "What is this?" So yeah. Like you said, Monty, there was a beatdown. Samoa Joe comes out. I jumped out of my seat.
Threw some real punches, bro.
His punches. Joe just
Threw
drilling
some
them.
real
Right?
punches.
Looks so awesome. And real quick before we recap the next segment, Chris, is Joe a beast?
Oh, he's incredible. He's still. I know he's like washed. Well, he's washed.
No, he's not, man.
He's washed.
I
But like,
wanted
he's
to-
still a
for the
great
sake of my bit, I
presence
wanted
on
to
See
the
that
show.
Suzuki
no
match,
question.
bro?
Monty, yes or no, is Joe a beast?
Joe's the beast.
Parker, is Joe a beast?
Oh, so
Of course.
I got a segment.
Alexia, is Joe a beast?
Yes.
Charlie, is Joe a beast?
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. I think we could all agree. Wardlow's a beast, Joe's a beast, and then they were backed up in this fight by two even more beast guys. FTR came out, massive pop. Crowd went insane. They were chanting FTR. They were fighting off the gates of agony. Toa Leona and
Listen. You're skipping past the pop.
what's up? Oh, the pop.
That pop was probably the loudest pop of the night. If we're being
Loudest pop of the
completely
night.
real.
They haven't really done much recently. And they got the
Chris, if you're gonna
biggest
start
crowd.
snoring on me, I'll silence these young men.
Alexia, our FTR beast. Charlie
They're
is
not gonna
FTR
admit it,
beast.
bro. It's Civil War. Civil War, bro.
Chris is FTR beast. Parker is FTR beast. So FTR showed up and they cleared house.
Look at this. Dude. I thought this was gonna be an unbiased platform.
They cleaned house. It was
Awesome.
awesome. You had FTR, Wardlow, and Joe standing tall. The four of the most beast guys in wrestling. That was awesome.
Two.
The Gates of Agony, Toa Leona and Khan will be facing FTR at.
Whoa! Look at this.
That is not
Anna
true.
Velasquez. Put that back up.
That's not true.
FTR clears the Young Bucks. Anna Velasquez,
Not
appreciate you.
true.
You might be the
You
better
wouldn't
Anna.
say that if you knew Dax Harwood's crimes.
That's
He's
crazy.
a great wrestler. You know?
Tremendous.
The only thing he's ever been guilty of.
Sorry,
This
all I
movie
heard was
was really
I was on my phone. All I heard was Dax Harwood's crimes. Got me.
When we come back from commercial break, Britt Baker's on screen, and she's just kind of like, I know people are like wondering, like, what's the status of Paige, and like she's like not cleared. So I'm just like clearing the record up on that. DMD. And so after that, we had a literally, and after that we had a 6-person tag. It was Athena, Toni Storm, and Willow Nightingale versus Jamie Hayter, Penelope Ford, and Serena Deeb. All I really have to say about this is that it was a well laid out match. Penelope Ford is better now than she was before she was injured. And Willow Nightingale has something. I continue to say this. Monty was rolling his eyes when I first did it. He was dismissive. He was very much not on board with what I've been saying. He shook his head a lot. He made that little like sassy light skinned guy face he makes, like when he thinks I'm just chatting. But I think the people are catching on really fast. Willow Nightingale has something. I think she can be a future top women's star. And she's getting hot, like hot as an over, really, really, really fast. You're not gonna get me there. No, Parker. Yeah, she's great. She showed out in this match. And I'll just say it here. She went on to challenge Jade Cargill for the TBS Championship at Battle of the Belts, which is gonna be this Friday. Charlie, what did you make of this entire piece of business with the women in the 6-person tag?
Sorry, I was doing
Awesome.
comment. I thought it was a really good match. I really enjoyed it. I think
Yes.
all of the women looked great. I said it last time I was on. I think Toni Storm being more of a background player at the moment isn't the greatest thing they can be doing, but all of the women that were actually in the match looked really good. I like what they're doing with Willow. I like the fact that she's challenging Jade. They're doing it a lot sooner than I thought they would.
Yeah.
I thought that wouldn't be until like Revolution, but yeah, I'm excited for the future of the women's division. They're taking steps in the right direction. It's not perfect, but they're getting there.
Charlie, I've noticed this pattern with AEW where sometimes they will have someone challenge somebody repeatedly, and like they overcome them in the third try or come the closest in the third try, like with Wheeler Yuta and Moxley. And so similarly with Willow, this is so early that there's no chance she's winning the TBS title here. I think this is like the first time they fought was on TV was like a squash match. I think this is like the competitive one, and then Willow maybe perhaps potentially beats Jade maybe on pay-per-view eventually.
Yeah.
So that's my thoughts on that. Chris, are you a Willow Nightingale fan?
I love her so much.
Yeah, I agree. I can't speak further than that, but yeah, she's the best. She is a bundle.
Willow's great, and I don't appreciate being framed as a Willow Nightingale.
You absolutely were. I was hyping her up months ago, and you'd make this.
Yeah, you was going crazy. You were saying crazy shit. You was like build a division around her. I was like, well, hold on.
Wait a minute. Slow down there, buddy.
Well, slow down, buddy.
DMD, buddy.
Yeah.
We need good wrestlers like right here. But Alexia, what do you think of Willow Nightingale?
I love her. I think she's like a superstar. Like she has everything that you want in a wrestler. Like not even a wrestler, but just like someone that you want to elevate, to get behind.
She has very infectious, positive energy.
Like every time I see her, I'm just like, I want to hug her. Like I was just like, you are such, like, I don't know. She's such a joy to watch.
The embodiment of joy. She's great. I love her.
Like I said, it's infectious energy. So
Yeah.
I agree. Before I get to the post match, which I have some comments on, I gotta get Parker's take on this, even though it's a week old and it's beating a dead horse, and everyone said what they gotta say. Parker, what was your honest live reaction to that Paige segment last week?
It was just like stupid. Like I was like, this is like not good. I don't know. It wasn't anything. I don't know. It wasn't like any one thing in particular about it. I was just like, what is this? This is like not good wrestling TV. Like who put this together? I don't know. Yeah, it was just weird. It felt like somebody, maybe Soraya, maybe Britt, I don't know, whoever had like an idea in creative, and then TK was just like, fuck it, I don't care. Like do what you want. it's the women's segment, so he's like, I have to do it, and I don't really care about it. So
Hi, Tony. I have a great idea of what we could do to elevate women's wrestling at AEW. And he was just like, yeah, sure, go for it.
He was like, knock yourself out.
He said, y'all will take the heat if it sucks. Like, whatever.
On Paige here.
After the match, Paige got physical, and I didn't like that, Monty, because they're like playing up on TV that, like, you know, she's not clear and shit. And I thought, if you're gonna bring that to TV, then why don't you get some drama out of it and maybe
come on, bro.
No, at least trick
people. No, but look, bro. At least trick people. You had Britt Baker do a promo, the leading heel on the women's side, saying she's not cleared. Which is basically
question.
She's clear.
So she does. Britt Baker does a curb stomp, right? And Paige has a bad neck. Why can we get some heat out of this where she teases maybe curb stomping her and paralyzing her or some shit like that, you know? And you really go like, oh my, you're doing this to someone with neck problems. Oh my, you're doing this to someone who's not cleared. Oh my, what a heinous act by Britt Baker, DMD. Oh my God, Dynamite after the commercial break. Like, you know what I mean? Like, do the typical shit, you know? But they went right to like, yeah, LOL, nah, she could fight and stuff, and she's just doing like moves. Like, at least if you're gonna bring it up, at least play it up, ham it out, trick me into thinking like, yeah, this is a frail person who shouldn't be wrestling. And then I don't know, you know, maybe Paige in a dramatic segment is like, by the way, I am cleared or some shit. She rips the neck brace off and it's cool. I don't know. You could have had fun with it. That's just my opinion.
Yeah, there's definitely some more mileage in it.
Sure. What do you think, Charlie?
I didn't really think much of the post-match stuff. Like, it was gonna break down either way. Soraya was involved. It was what it was.
Does the prospects of a Soraya Britt Baker match excite you?
No.
Parker,
not
does
in
the
the
prospect of a
slightest.
Soraya Britt Baker match excite you?
Yeah, absolutely. It's so much more interesting than like throwing like AEW women's mid-carder number 19 in there.
This is what we have Parker on the show, bro.
Parker's like, hell yeah.
Two big stars. Who cares?
Yeah, get your big stars out there. I'm
you know what I mean?
I'm Brit
like,
the only time I insult Brit anymore is when Murph is being annoying in my replies. Baker's a bad
the classic tweet.
I guarantee you, Monty, if Parker watched last week's SmackDown when like Bailey and Shotzi got main event time, you would have been like, oh hell yeah. Yeah.
That sounds awesome.
They did. And I was just I fast forwarded all like 9 minutes of it. And I was just like, what are you doing to me? Ladies,
Shotzi's so good.
Ladies, is
I
there
would just like to
anything
say,
you
just
care to
real quick, since someone mentioned the Federation.
Sure.
Alexa Bliss had Io Score's best match since she's been on the main roster.
Why are we lying, bro? Like, why are we?
That's not a lie, bro.
Was it better than the first Bianca match, the one that ended in a DQ?
That's what Monty thinks.
Okay. Well, Monty loves Alexa Bliss.
Yeah, he does.
I'm trying to think. Is it better than ended in a DQ?
That's crazy that I just produced that out of my head. I do not watch WWE.
Yeah, but you just remember.
No, but that is at least 1 and 2.
Yeah. I'll be honest. I didn't pay attention to Io versus Alexa. The match started, and then I started warming up Hot Pockets.
It's the most comfortable.
I don't believe for 1 second that you didn't pay attention to an Io Sky match.
See,
I watched the entrances and I paid very close attention to the post-match angles.
It's the most comfortable Io's looked, you know, like because she's been dealing with that foot injury and stuff.
Do you want to go public?
She was actually like moving. Like,
do you want to go public with this information? Because a lot of people don't know this.
Yeah, they do, because Io even done an interview saying that when she done a moonsault spot not that long ago, she completely shattered her ankle.
Yes.
What I was told was that she's having heel problems.
Yes.
So either way, it's a foot. The foot was fucked.
Yes.
And but once you knew as well, if you even go back and watch the past few weeks, like you can tell because she's moving a bit awkwardly on her feet and stuff, but the way that she moves around in the ring.
She
on Monday against Alexa, that was 100% the most comfortable she's looked on her feet since being on the main roster, easily.
I don't really understand the purpose of her wrestling with a bad foot, but I guess for the sake of keeping up this angle, they just, I don't know. I agree with you. When she wrestled Bianca again, I think 2 weeks ago, it was making me uncomfortable because like she was just landing awkwardly and hobbling a lot through that the beginning, and it almost felt like Bianca started to notice, and she's like, all right, let me like just kind of help her out here. And then it turned into just a lot of like Bianca doing strong person spots and not forcing her to jump around too much. But I just sat there and I was like, how did they fucking let her wrestle when she has like a messed up like foot? But I guess it's one of those things where it's like I'm gonna just manage the pain and figure it out. But yeah, that's.
I think she's like I said, I think she's healing up or whatever it is. It's she's getting it together again, or at least getting used to working with it or something. Like I said, she just looked really comfortable on Monday. It's a good match, man. Like because they've done the angle with taking out Asuka, Alexa had to fight with a bit more like fire. So she couldn't just go and like be a boring baby face. Like, she had to be all fired up and stuff. And obviously Io was Io, you know. So Io actually looked like Io, you know.
I want to tell Parker something. What did jump to me was behind the scenes. I mean, backstage, Parker, when Alexa was there, a QR code popped up in front of Alexa Bliss.
These niggas talking about Raw.
Like 1 second.
No, I gotta get up close for this.
Yeah. So a QR code came up during Bliss, and then this filter thing came on, right? And like if you look at the top corner, right, the figure could be made out to see like the Fiend, right, for like a second, and then it went away. But if you took your phone and scanned the QR code, it would lead you to Azazel. Azazel is one of he's like an ancient Latin demon, right? Azazel. And he represents patricide, which is the killing of one's father. And patricide is a representation of Wyndham Rotunda's.
Doesn't know how to pronounce the word patricide.
I thought it was patricide. Shit.
It's okay. Just keep going.
and the killing of one's father is an allegory for Bray Wyatt killing his theoretical father of Vince McMahon, seeing as Vince has been ousted, right? And so that ties to Alexa Bliss, you know, because her theoretical father on television is Bray, and he's been killed off. Yes. And so yeah, like it's like the best stuff in wrestling. It's all I've been reading up on, and I'm so hyped to just continue to see what's next.
Whoa! What? First of all, whoa! Hold the phone. That sounds freaking epic to me.
And bomb, right? And
it sounds bomb. I'm a fan of the Fiend for some reason. The mask is cool. Someone's clapping. That's cool. Back up Russo. That's you. Yeah. Man, I love Vince Russo and how he would type out those formats like obsessively. He loved typing. I think what Vince Russo's problem was that he just really liked formatting. Eat it with the skin? And
no.
Wow, they changed the conversation.
I don't think
I'm sorry.
Come on.
Oh, my bad, Parker.
Yeah, let him finish. He said Russo likes typing.
Yeah, well, I just think that was his problem. He just loved formatting so much, and that was his favorite thing. And he forgot that he was booking a wrestling show, so he was like, but what will fit in 4 minutes? What will fit in 4 minutes? And so he was just trying to fit as much stuff. But no, yeah, that sounds so good. That sounds so awesome. It's like definitely what I want to watch in professional wrestling.
Yeah.
You can watch your shitty AEW with your garbage wrestling matches,
right?
With guys like MJF and Yuta, Danielson and Wardlow and Cage,
Jericho,
right? Jericho, of course.
Fuck?
Yeah, of course.
Give me a fucking break,
right? Yeah, you know how it is. Or you can watch some motherfucking damn sports entertainment,
right?
With
QR
Daddy
codes.
Dub, with Papa H,
yeah,
and you can make it happen. And
absolutely.
And with
Monty,
with Bray.
Monty, we need to make a WrestlePure special where we break down the freaking QR codes. We need to like go.
I
to
will leave.
Zazzle,
Azazel, and patricide. The next segment on Dynamite was a backstage.
Oh, thank
pre-tape.
God.
Yeah, it was a backstage.
Sorry,
pre-tape. Yeah, and we had the Roosh family office.
The Roosh family office.
I was waiting for someone to pop at that.
I get it.
The Roosh family office was there, and they were, confronting Pirate Party. They warned them of Matt Hardy's tampering. And they basically were just like, "Yeah, man, hold up your end of the bargain." After that, the Acclaimed make their entrances, and it was National Scissoring Day. And there was a podium in the ring, and there were like all these designs and like decorations and stuff. And they basically gave a long political speech about how, it's not about left or right. It's not exactly, Parker. It's not about left or right. It's not about red or blue or, all this stuff. The world is so divisive. What we need now are just people to just scissor each other. And, everybody got their scissors out, and they told each other, like, look to your neighbors on your left and your right and just scissor them. And everyone in the venue just scissored each other, and it was great. And right, exactly. Charlie, Alexia, you guys should like do it through the screen. I'm not gonna say the word.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, what was that?
Yeah.
Anyways,
what?
Anyways,
we're not doing this again.
So yeah, they were scissoring each other. There's a lot of joy and energy and charm in the segment. Swerve comes out, and it's so funny because like he just walks out with like a straight face, and the crowd is booing him, and he's just like, "This is so stupid." And like the way he said it and like his face, it was so funny. Like, cause he was just like, what? Like, this is so dumb. And the crowd is booing the shit out of him and stuff, and he's like the guy hating on it. I was loving it through this point. They threw Sterling in. That's when I was like, all right, this is getting kind of long. And Mark Sterling comes in, and he was just like, "See, I told you guys Swerve's an asshole. Like, I've been trying to say it."
Is Swerve's gimmick a racist? Why does he hate Swerve so much?
You mean Sterling?
Sterling, is that his gimmick?
I'm not sure. I can't comment on that. What I can comment on is Swerve told them that he pulls out a rock, and he says rock beats scissor, and then Sterling comes out, and he was like he has a lawsuit paper, and he was like, paper beats rock. And he goes in the ring.
Stop. Oh Lord.
The Acclaimed beat up Sterling. They do their three-way scissor pose, and Billy Gunn is challenged to a singles match with Swerve next week on Dynamite. So it's going to be Daddy Ass Billy Gunn versus Swerve Strickland, Swerve the Realist.
Swerve's going to get great heat in that match.
Yes,
dude, I'm so excited.
Oh,
that's awesome. I hope I get to watch that. I do. I will. I don't have class next week. That's exciting.
Oh, that's beast. Alexia, did you like National Scissoring Day?
I did. I thought it was a cool segment. I like Daddy Ass in a crop top.
Right.
More wrestlers should wear crop tops, I believe.
Right.
Yeah. Overall, I thought it was a pretty entertaining segment.
Mm-hmm.
How the crowd was so behind the Acclaim, just like.
It's really charming to watch wrestling acts be as over as the Acclaimed are, And
it's so natural too. Like it wasn't anything that was forced. Awesome. It was just
No. They didn't force them to chant anything or anything. Like they were just with them, right? Mm-hmm. Charlie, how did you celebrate National Scissoring Day?
I watched Dynamite and I watched the segment.
Right.
I thought it was great. Mm-hmm. The Acclaimed are so over, and I love them. I think they're great. I really did a 180 on the Acclaimed because I wasn't a fan at the beginning of the year. But no, it's really nice to see like they are really just like the AEW originals, and they are so over with the crowd. And yeah, it was just a really fun segment. I thought it was really funny.
Absolutely. I was inspired. It was a genuinely inspiring segment. It felt like a modernized gay DX segment, and I'm like dead serious. Dead serious. It felt like gay DX. Sorry, openly gay DX.
Openly,
because DX was already gay. They're very gay. But that's what it felt like. It was very endearing. I may or may not have scissored somebody in celebration of this segment, just as Monty did. Monty, what did you think of National Scissoring Day?
Yeah, it was all right.
How dare you?
Swerve. Future superstar, right?
Swerve.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good.
What's going on?
Yeah, I don't know.
Is this a pod? What are we doing the pod?
I don't know. I think after this was when like the show started to lose me a little bit. But the next thing on the show Yeah. The next thing on the show was let me just make sure. What's so funny? What's so funny? What happened? Is it a comment? Put it up. What's going on?
Chat.
Regal 199. Parker, you're looking
Who's
mighty
this?
scrumptious. Yummy. Look at the profile picture.
What in the world?
Oh shit.
What? Okay. Thanks.
Sure. Back from commercial, Madison Rayne and Sky Blue are interviewed. Rayne says she's seen endless potential in the women's division in the months she's been back here. And she sees quite the future for Sky. Ty, Mello, and Anna Jay roll up to taunt her about needing more charisma. Blue points out there's 2 on each side and challenges them to a tag match on Friday. They accept because sports entertainers always beat wrestlers and walk off. Following this segment was Hangman Page and Roosh.
Wow.
Alexia,
Great
what did you
match.
think of this match?
I thought it was great.
What's happening?
Wait, I don't know why the light just turned off.
No,
Sorry.
I didn't know what was happening.
No, the match I thought it was great.
Mhm.
It is something that I tweeted about that I would have loved to see it whenever that battle royale happened,
Mhm.
and it was just, it was great. I mean, it's just 2 of my favorite guys wrestling.
Right.
You know, I like the somewhat matching gears that they had, like the little black and white going on.
Oh
That
my
was
god.
that was a nice touch.
Right.
Yeah.
Charlie?
I really like this match. I thought it was really good. They have great chemistry together, and I'd like to see it again at some point. I don't think that's the best match they could have had, but it was a really good match.
Parker, what have you made of Roosh's AEW run?
He's been, you know, I mean, I'm a huge Lucha guy.
Yeah.
He's been like even better than I could have thought he would be, to be honest.
Right.
He just hasn't wrestled since before the pandemic, like in any extended capacity anywhere. You know, he was obviously in Ring of Honor, but he like, it was empty arena stuff, and it didn't really count. And he wasn't like wrestling every week either.
Yeah.
This seeing him in like a TV setting, like he is exactly what like Dave Meltzer said he would be like 5-6 years ago, with the charisma and the hard work and everything like that coming together. I'm a huge fan. I'm really glad that he's been great too, because I've been such an advocate for Hispanic talent and Lucha Libre talent getting over on the show. And it's been really cool to see someone like Roosh get over, because I frankly wasn't that sure. Number one, due to the motivation thing, which I think was a little bit overblown, but it's like a real concern, obviously. And just because I just thought the charisma was like a little bit overrated. And he didn't, I never thought of him as like a make up for it with work rate kind of guy, but he absolutely has done that since coming to AEW. I can't wait to watch this match at some point. Hangman versus Roosh sounds awesome, because he's been fantastic.
The thing about it with me is, you know, going into his AEW stint, I kind of looked at him as like Mexican Cross, in that, like, I thought he was a presence and presentation and kind of guy. Look at her face. I thought he was a solid wrestler, you know. And I think my favorite thing about his run is that I think with him and some other Mexican wrestlers, they almost have these like labels on them as talents that, whether true or not, I think are just kind of like really over focused on compared to other wrestlers.
Yeah,
and
for
so for him to just kind of go in there, beat the mid allegations, but even more important, beat the, you know, like the allegations of him being you know, just
yeah, in hindsight, it feels ridiculous that anybody even had concerns about that, because he's just been, I mean, he's lost a ton already since being there, and it's been against top guys.
Yeah,
but still, I mean, a lot of guys in the company like never lose except for on pay-per-view. So that's been really
you
cool.
compared him to Cross.
That was pretty nasty.
That was nasty of you. That was really nasty of you.
I don't know. Yeah, it's crazy. Kevin Cross is a nice person. I don't know what my I do not know what my updated opinion on him is going to be until I watch his strap match this Saturday. Chris, what did you think of Hangman versus Roosh?
Why are we putting over
Strap match? Yeah,
I thought it was I don't think it got.
You don't know the strap? You don't know the strap
have it?
matches?
I can hear you, Chris.
Probably not.
What's up,
No,
Chris?
I can hear you.
All right, good.
What did you think of?
Oh,
What did you think of Hangman and
I don't think
What? You guys hear me? Hey, you guys can you hear me? Yes. Just still, like, hello. Like,
Are you
Chris,
gonna
what do you-
talk? What's
I don't
going
think
on?
it got to the level. I'm talking.
He is so.
Y'all keep on
stoned.
interrupting me. I said I don't think it got to the level that it could have got. What the fuck is happening? Why y'all keep
Just
on
talk.
laughing? I'm talking.
Continue.
Am I being discriminated against? What's happening?
Why
I
is
feel
Chris?
like-
I
feel
think
like he's, like,
everyone's
3
being very
seconds behind.
spiteful.
Yeah, because like,
Yeah.
he has like a 10-second delay before
Yeah.
he says things. Chris, all right, everybody pause for like 10 seconds. Chris, what did you think of Hangman versus Roosh? Oh my God.
No.
Monty, what did you think of Hangman versus Roosh?
He's gone. Yeah. We lost him.
Montel Jordan
We lost
Heyman.
him.
What
We lost a
did you
good
think of?
trooper. Yeah. I thought it was a. I want Chris to come back, man. No, it was a good match though. It was a good match. I think Chris was about to say it didn't quite get to the levels that you think it could have, which is probably fair. I think
Yeah.
like say for example, if this was a pay-per-view match or a main event or even an opener with the way Dynamite lay out the shows, this probably would have had a much higher ceiling. It was still good. It's two good wrestlers who like to hit each other very hard.
There's some great chops.
Roosh kind of showed him up in that department. I thought there was certain chop exchanges where Roosh big broed him a bit.
Yeah.
He's real fired up about it. Like it's like he was always starting it every time, and he was just like, bro, he's like, oh, fucking chop, and then Hangman's like, oh shit, all right, chop back, and he's just really laying it in on him, and Hangman's like, I guess I got to wake up and wrestle. It's funny again because he's the guy with the allegations of not being super motivated or inspired, and it's like the way he felt in this match when it comes to an inspiration level. It feels like when you're watching a guy on a basketball team lift up everybody's enthusiasm and effort in the game by just rebounding really hard and just, you know what I mean. So that's what I felt like with him. Like it's almost like, bro, like wake up, like come on, type of shit. Yeah, I thought it was a good match. Chris, what did you think?
I thought it was a great match, but did not get to the point that it could have got to. It could have got way better if it got a little bit more time. But I thought the finish of the match was like legit one of my favorite finishes. Like you can see in wrestling, like babyface hits. Well, I'm not gonna spoil it for Parker, but like I did like the finishing stretch of the match like the most.
Yeah, in the post match.
And Hangman, I just have something to say. You always say
Sure.
you're against agendas, but you have this ever since the All Out Scrum. You've been having this agenda against Hangman Adam Page.
Oh my
God!
Oh my God! What is the proof of this?
I said Hangman Adam Page. You just made a tweet that said Hangman Adam Page has the aura of not being him lately, and it's like, bro. All right, CM Punk's at home, jobless, hurt, broken.
Did he really
will
tweet
never
that?
work in wrestling again.
Okay, let me get my
He
exact.
did really tweet that.
Let me get my exact wording here. All right, let's pull this up real quick.
I changed my timeline to like newest tweets instead of home. I was tired of seeing people like tweets that were like, "Let's like
Bad.
Scorpio Rising."
Scorpio Rising. Okay, my tweet was, there is a not him vibe surrounding Hangman Page at the moment that he previously shed during the drinking gimmick era. So allow me to explain, because I do not have an agenda against Hangman Adam Page. I think he's actually one of the best American wrestlers on the planet. Like straight up, I think he's sensational. He's awesome. But when I mean not him, I don't know what it is. He felt like a super heroic main character, just guy during his feud with the Elite, right? And super over and shit. But for various reasons, partially because of booking, partially just because whatever. Oh my God! Listen, the bottom line is, I just feel like he's lost momentum, and he just doesn't feel like one of the biggest deals on the show anymore. When Moxie came out, he just came off so much cooler and succinctly kind of like shitted on him verbally. I loved Mox's promo. He kind of alluded to the CM Punk stuff where he's just like, you, like many of the stupid kids in the locker room, have been just saying stupid shit lately. So that's what he said there. Very simple message. and they're going to be wrestling in a couple weeks. So that was that. What did you make of the post match angle promo segment with John Moxley, Charlie?
I really liked it. I think that Mox was definitely taking a shot at some people in the locker room with what he said.
Mm-hmm.
I'm really excited for that match, and it's 2 days before my birthday, so it's perfect.
That's awesome.
Very excited.
Alexia, are you excited for John Moxley versus Hangman Page?
Oh, totally. Yeah. Those are two guys who are also like personally like are really like one of my favorites to watch just because of how I don't know, they're just like two of my favorites. Like and
Mox
just seeing them. I mean, Mox is great.
Yeah.
They're both phenomenal. So just getting to see that match, it's really like and Hangman.
Continue what you're saying.
Yeah. No, I'm really excited about that match. I feel like it's gonna be obviously really good, and I can't wait to see the fallout that happens.
Yeah.
Monty.
I feel like I should take some blame for Hangman's Hangman agenda.
I don't have one.
I planted some seeds in his mind a few weeks ago. You know. I've been labelled a Hangman hater on other YouTube channels, most notably the Late Night Green, and I don't approve of it. You know, I like Hangman Adam Page.
Chris, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Oh, he's back.
I dispelled the allegations that I had an agenda against Hangman.
I don't care.
Sure, no, I was going to say, I was just simply going to say, what are your thoughts on the Moxley Hangman matchup?
As a unbiased, completely sane Hangman Adam Page fan, Moxley little broed him, and it sucked because that shit was not needed. I'm looking forward to the match. I hope Hangman wins.
He's not.
I think he is.
He might, bro.
I think he is gonna win. Because I think they're putting so much.
Though.
I think they're putting so much antithesis on Hangman on Moxley versus MJF.
You mean emphasis?
Same fucking shit.
No, antithesis is the opposite of like antithesis means like it's the opposite of something.
All right, I don't need an English free lesson. But as I was saying, I actually think Hangman might turn heel in this match. I think he's reaching another breaking point with his character, storyline wise, where it's like after a lot of moments in his life, like similar to this storyline wise, that he might turn heel in Cincinnati, and it might start a new character for him.
I don't know if that's gonna happen, but listen, this is a matchup that and you're entitled to that theory. I am looking forward to this match. It is something that we, have not seen yet in AEW, but it's 3 years in the making. So we'll see what happens. I don't see John Moxley losing. This is all a backdrop to John Moxley and MJF, which is probably going to happen at the pay-per-view in Full Gear. In the post-match, sorry, not in the post-match, in the next segment, we got Luchasaurus versus Fuego del Sol. Luchasaurus squashes Fuego del Sol. Afterwards, Jack Perry comes out with a chair. He runs Luchasaurus off.
Did?
Yes.
Oh.
He ran out with a chair. He hit Luchasaurus. He grabbed the mic.
I didn't know.
Yeah. He grabbed the mic and he was just like, "You were my best friend. You were my best friend."
Was this bad? No, I was watching it and when you don't know, it's like. So I was waiting to see what happened on this podcast.
It felt like a 2009 WWE angle. I don't know if that means it's good or bad. He just grabbed the mic.
That's good to me.
He whacks Luchasaurus, runs him off, and then he's on one knee looking through the middle rope at Luchasaurus, who's standing outside. He's just like, "You were my best friend, my best friend." And they're going to be wrestling next week on Dynamite.
See, that's one of those things where I'm like, see, I didn't watch it, but
Yeah.
the way you make it sound is like the effort and like he's trying so hard. And I'm just like, I don't care if it's not like a great performance.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, I know you're trying hard, Jack Perry. You're doing a good job.
We love you, Jack.
I love Jack Perry. He's great.
Charlie, are you interested in the saga of Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus?
I mean, it was kind of weird for a few weeks because obviously Christian wasn't there, so it all kind of got put on hold. But it will be a match.
Anna said, "Don't forget that you broke my oh my god, yeah."
Oh yeah.
You broke my heart. You were my best friend.
Yeah, he was straining words and shit, bro. It's crazy.
He's
crazy.
putting on a show for me.
It literally, oh my god. Fed anecdote. Who remembers when Aleister Black was in a black room and he was like,
yeah,
who wants to pick a fight with me?
Aleister Black.
Like they told him not to open his mouth. Just
the door is waiting.
Yeah, it was exactly that. Yeah. But yeah, Charlie. So what do you make of this? What do you make of this stuff?
It kind of felt like they're trying too hard with Jungle Boy to make him the sympathetic babyface when he is already that. I don't think it needed that level of whatever they were going for. Did you say the match is next week?
Yeah.
Oh, I missed that.
I believe it's at the Canada show, right, Monty?
Oh,
Yeah,
I do remember actually.
That's how Christian dressed it up. No.
Yeah. I think it'll be a good match because obviously they know each other really well. It will be an emotional match. I'm interested to see what happens with it. I think it'll be good. The whole thing's a bit weird, but
somewhere Shawn Michaels is crying that he can't lay out Jungle Boy versus Luchasaurus. You know, and the emotional battle between two brothers. The main event, but before we got to the main event, we got a pre-tape, and it was Trent Beretta hyping up a match with Pac for the All Atlantic Championship.
Did we touch on the Dark Order Death Triangle promo?
No, but John Silver did a really good impression of Pac.
That was a really good impression.
That was a really good impression.
I heard it. I was like, whoa.
He's like, I am the bastard. He did the voice.
That was really good too.
Yeah. So Andrade versus 10 is canceled. And so in its place, we're getting a trios championship match. The Death Triangle is taking on, I believe it's Silver, Reynolds, and 10. Correct,
Dark
right?
Order.
Yeah,
probably.
The remnants of the Dark Order are getting a championship match. I believe it's the anniversary of Brody's last match. I think is the festivities, right? Yeah, and so they're going to be having that trios match on Rampage. And in the main event, Bryan Danielson and Daniel Garcia took on Les Sex Gods. Monty is already clearing out his eye. Yeah, really heated match. The crowd really, really, really hated Sammy Guevara. There were "fuck you, Sammy" chants.
There were Idolo chants too.
There were Idolo chants.
Who's watching wrestling right now?
Me, because as I was reading this recap, I panicked in my head and I was like, "Oh shit, I didn't finish this match. I don't know how this match ends." So I'm just gonna read what the recap says here. The recap says.
Oh, you ain't even got it up.
Guevara with forearms, Daniel with a boot, super kick for a lariat, and both men are down and out. Danielson gets spinebustered into the timekeeper. What the I didn't even do anything. I'm just reading. I'm reading the result. Is this my punishment for not finishing the match? Like I don't get it.
Yeah, I don't know what it is, bro. It's
You're just I'm finishing the. You're just cranky. Monty's just cranky. He's just mad that like it's late and stuff. But yeah, look, Danielson gets spine busted under the timekeeper's table on the floor. Jericho suplexes him through it afterwards. Sammy Guevara with a knee, follows it up with a GTH, mounted punches. He goes up top, shooting star press, the knees are up, dragon tamer. Jericho clocks him with the title belt. Sammy leans in. Les Sex Gods win by pinfall with a lateral press from Sammy Guevara on Daniel Garcia. Post-match, Jericho considers Garcia while he considers his loss. And Sammy Guevara was hoisted up, and they celebrated, and that was the end of the show.
It was a crazy way to end the show, bro. I'm not gonna lie.
It was.
Ending the show with Sammy Guevara like hoisted up by the heels, and it was kind of nasty.
I'm like,
turn
just
your
finding this.
TV down, man. At least have some
Sorry.
courtesy for the
Sorry,
listeners and your fellow podcasters, Battle Penguin, Adam Pearce.
Did not realize that the volume was that loud. Yeah, I'm actually just reacting to that now. Monty, I had no clue that the heels won this match. That's it's kind of crazy.
Sammy got the pin.
Did you like that?
It was a good match, you know. You know, it reminded me of Hanger. You know, like back in the day when like Attitude Era would just put like 4 stars in the tag match.
In the main event.
Yeah, then you'd get kind of like you'd get kind of like your big star confrontations and stuff. Like there was this without giving away too much of the feud. So there was like in the middle of the match, like Jericho and Garcia started brawling, and obviously the crowd popped big for that. The opening exchanges between Garcia and Jericho. Like, we know we're going to get Garcia Jericho eventually, but it's just a good way of getting them in the ring.
Yeah,
and just building towards it. I wish AEW done more like of the kind of like special tags where it's just kind of like 4 single stars, like 2 baby faces, 2 heels. It's just a good way of getting people in the ring together and interacting with each other. You know,
it's a staple of Japanese wrestling booking. Go ahead, Alexia.
You said like it's kind of like to get the people into the matches and stuff, but I also feel like what happened yesterday with like Andrade and like Sammy also took away a lot from the match. Like you could tell that like people weren't really like, I guess, that into it just because of all the chants that kept going on. Yeah, you know.
Yeah, the crowd weren't as interested as other matches during the show. Like it wasn't like it was dead or anything like that. We're not going to pretend it was like silence or anything. It just wasn't like, considering it was the main event and the star power involved with the storyline, etc., etc. It just wasn't. It wasn't electric in there. Like it maybe could have been a different placement on a different show. Who knows? But
from what I've seen of it, Monty, it just seemed like the crowd decided like, what we're going to do in this match is shit on and heckle Sammy for reasons not pertaining to the storyline. And so that kind of was the primary focus, which, you know, to a degree, yeah, it does kind of take away from the match to an extent, you know, because it's almost a hijack situation. And that's kind of what happened.
Yeah,
Chris,
go on.
Chris, what did you think of the main event?
I thought it was a really good match. I did think the crowd, I don't know, wrestling crowds, like you can't, you have to expect this if you're Tony Khan, that they're going to chant this shit if they feel some type of way about Sammy. Even though I don't understand, like, if they know about this Sammy shit, because this is a terminally online thing, they know about the Sammy shit, they have to know that Andrade doesn't want to be here. So, like, it's just like, I don't know, like, I get it, I don't hate Sammy as much as other people do. Like, I just don't have an unbearing hate for him. I don't like him like that, but I don't want him to get fired type shit. But
yeah,
it's like
his perception's fucked.
He has a horrible perception. It's weird,
bro.
Because his perception is also ruined by AEW fans. They hate him, but they hate him not just because it's Andrade shit. They hate him because
just in general,
yes.
It's crazy, man. Like,
do you think Andrade in his mind he was like, what if I call out the most disliked person? And
who knows? We spoke about this earlier. Like, no one knows what Andrade is doing. Popping himself.
Yeah, right. That's what I'm saying. It's like it's almost like if it's to Sammy, like people will just kind of like let me slide. You know what I mean? Like so, yeah.
Well, the fans let him slide. They don't give a fuck.
That's what I'm saying.
But if he called someone out like Hangman or Moxley, that's not sliding. Firstly, he would probably get fired if he did that shit to one of them. Mm-hmm. But I don't care that much about the Sammy stuff. I don't want him to get fired.
Let's keep this
Brandon
shit
Cutler's
Brandon Cutler.
Speaking of Brandon Cutler,
y'all
smell that?
Yeah.
Y'all smell who's returning? The
Mm,
best wrestler in the world and the best tag team in the world?
I have insight
Let's
on
go.
that.
Yes, sir.
I have
Yeah.
insight
Yes,
on that would
sir.
make you guys
He's
sad.
got insight,
So
everybody.
I got some insight that would actually make everybody quite sad. So
I
I'm
don't
just not
care.
going to share
Can
it.
I just?
Already heard
I
it.
was going to say,
Well, you
I was
already
just going
brought
to
it. You already
say,
came
I'm
to our
not going to
minds.
share it. No, I was going to say, I'm not going to share it because I don't want to kill the vibe. So, yeah.
So don't bring
You
it up
already
then.
killed
yeah.
it.
Okay,
You
yeah.
already
Wait a
killed
sec.
it. Yeah.
Oh, okay. What if I
You
don't
killed
kill
it
the
dead.
vibe?
Listen, you know, I'm gonna make
The
this.
vibes
I'm
are
gonna,
off. The vibes are off.
listen.
Unintentionally misreads the vibe, Parker.
Right, Dynamite.
Misreads the
I'm gonna
vibe
go
and
around
tells
real
them
quick.
Kenny Omega's
Yeah.
not coming back.
Listen, I'm gonna go around real quick and get everyone's ratings for Dynamite, even Parker's, just for the park.
Mm.
Back up. What's your rating out of 10 for Dynamite last night?
8.25.
Alexia.
7.75. That's so specific, but yes.
I don't know why we're doing it.
I
Charlie.
think
It
it's like an
matters.
8 out of 10 show.
8.
Yeah.
Parker, what's your predicted score?
What does the show sound like based off our conversation?
Yeah.
0 Sammy Guevara punches out of 5.
Oh, okay.
Okay. I'm gonna assume Chris gives it a 9. Oh,
Yeah.
here he is.
He's like 5 stars.
Chris,
Dynamite
what are you rate? Yeah, what you rating Dynamite out of 10?
out of 10. Yeah.
I'll give it an 8.
8. I was 1 off. Okay. I'll
Wow.
give it a 7.5.
I was feeling that 6.
That's what I thought too.
It was a good show, man. It was a good
What's he
show.
gonna say?
Before we finish up, though, let's blast through some last super chats. Some of them have been here for a minute, but I didn't know when to bring them up. So
I want Parker to read them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Andrade the Giant, 5 great British pounds, so Parker can do his British
Would love you
accent.
to have a discussion on what
No,
AEW's
accent.
Sorry, love.
Go ahead.
Would love you to have a discussion on what AEW's roster would be if they let all the guys who want to go leave. Who would be left?
Real quick,
It was
here's the
like
answer.
Everybody?
Everybody except Andrade, Malachi Black, and Buddy Murphy. And so that would literally mean
His
that
name
they
is
would...
Buddy Matthews.
It's Buddy Matthews. Excuse me. Yeah. So meaning they'd
all
be
good.
fine. They'd be literally fine. Would
Yeah.
it be a air quotes gain for WWE? Sure, but as Michael Sidgwick of all people pointed out on Twitter, it was really funny tweet. He kind of said like, bro, the choices between this locker room toxicity or Andrade having an 18-minute match on Raw that the crowd, marginally cares about with like a stupid finish, like the choice is easy, So yeah, man, like would it be a gain for them? Sure, but it's like, bro, it's just not worth it to me, to have this distraction on AEW's part. Like I said, I thought Dynamite was like really good, right? And I didn't even realize how good of a show it was until I watched it, because when I was on Twitter, all I heard was just the noise, and I don't think that's fair to the talent's effort, because these guys are like, we shouldn't take this for granted. These guys are coming out on TV and having like 4-star matches on free television, right? And it's like now it's like not even really even focused on, and I think that's unfortunate. So not worth it. That's the answer to your question. Thank you so much for the super chat, Andrew the Giant.
This kind of hangs on to the summarizing Dynamite. Who should Ztopia Productions 4.99?
Go ahead, Parker.
Thanks for the super chat. Go ahead, Parker.
Who should win between Bryan and Jericho? Second, should Hayter win the TBS or women's title, and when? Lastly, for Hanger, you think Gresham could succeed in WWE?
Jonathan Gresham is going to be contacted next year because WWE is going to bring back this Cruiserweight Classic.
That's not the bloody question.
Could he succeed in WWE? Triple H is more oriented towards grappling and technical wrestling. Would he succeed?
Yeah.
Maybe on a marginal level. I don't know. They brought back the Fight Pit, which would bode well for a guy like him. But I don't know.
It's hard, man. Like, maybe it's probably the best you can give there. Who should win between Bryan and Jericho?
Brian. I think.
Brian.
Brian.
They're kind of doing that
Like,
third match.
it's going to
pretty
be the end of
Yeah,
this.
they've kind of put it in. He's sort of Ring of Honor World Title again, isn't it?
Yeah.
So it's like that makes me think that they're not going to do it because they want to do this. Jericho is on a shit.
Yeah.
I don't know, mate. It's a weird one. I'd probably go with Brian myself, but I can get why people want to do the Jericho. Jericho is on a feud, like feuds.
Charlie, who should win that match?
I want Brian to win it, but if they're really pushing for this Jericho thing where he's going to run through Ring of Honor champions, then it's probably going to be Jericho.
Alexia?
Yeah, what she said.
Next super chat.
No, hold on. Should Hater win the TBS or win the
yeah.
title? Win?
No.
I think she should win the big one, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so too. I think it would have been like a pretty actually inspired like bit of booking if she had won the interim like 4-way when it was there. That's what I thought they should have done. I get why they went Tony though, because I think that was kind of the plan at some point anyway. But I'm a big believer in just doing what you can to get to go with who's over organically.
Yeah.
And to go with what's going on. And that like Tony's good. Like she's not like ruining the division or anything. I like Tony a lot, but Hater was like the most over person in that match, and the Brit thing is obviously a built-in story. So yeah,
Tony was like the stable choice in that match. But
Yeah.
Hater would have been like you said, it would have been really inspired, and it would have been like it would have felt like a risk going into it. But as soon as you heard the reactions on the night, you would have you would have been very happy with your decision if that's what you would have went with on that night.
Am I heard?
Yes, Chris.
Yes.
Who should
we
win
can
Brian
hear you.
Jericho 3?
Fans will be really mad if Brian doesn't win because last time Jericho beat Brian, people were crying. Puro nerds were crying because they hate Jericho. They're gonna have to cry about it. Who should win? If the plan is to, my Wi-Fi is so fucking cooked.
We can hear you, bro.
We can hear
I
you.
got you.
If the plan is to put the ROH World Title on Garcia, then Jericho should win. But if that's not the plan, just have Brian win it, and bring some real honor back to the championship. Even though I love Jericho as ROH champion, I think it's like a great idea. But I'm fine with you and man winning, to be honest.
I feel like we're doing the match a little too soon.
Yeah, that's why I think Jericho's just gonna win it. Just win. And it's in
Parker.
Canada. They might do a Montreal screw job type thing. I don't know.
Oh boy, J Blood
That
$4.99.
would suck.
Go for it, Parker.
There's a crazy admission underneath TK's refusal to release talent. Paul will book them better. What the fuck? They are bigger assets elsewhere.
Ew.
I think
Ew,
That's
Triple H
what that
fan,
means
ew.
at all. You fucking idiot. No,
I-
that's not what that means at all.
Thanks for the money, though, dumbass.
that's crazy. J Blood, thank you.
Listen,
I understand,
Jay
I
Blood's a
understand
good
what he's
pick,
trying. I understand what he's trying to say. I don't think that's what Tony is admitting. I think what Tony's refusal means is I don't want him to take my talent. Would
You're
Triple
not
H
a dumbass.
use?
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
That was
thank
a bit over the
That was-
line.
that was
on
great.
It is a bit
J Blood,
aggressive.
J Blood, we love you. Would
just-
Triple H book an Andrade better? Perhaps. He was awesome in NXT. Who knows? What I'll tell you is for all three of those guys, what they would get more of is consistent TV time, just because WWE has more hours of TV than an AEW does, and AEW rotates their cast members. So thank you for the super chat, J Blood.
I don't know.
Uh,
I'll leave it on TV. How many
I
times
think- I
is
just
Triple
think
H
that
back in charge?
Go Parker.
I just think that I just think it's like preposterous. Like I don't think that makes sense at all. Like no, that's not what the admission. That's not what that's
The admission,
admitting.
yeah.
It's
Yeah,
saying what you said. It's just saying that like
I don't
no,
want to.
I don't want to. And again, to be clear, I think it's like bullshit. Like this is
Yeah.
not the reason to do it. But like no, it makes sense to not want like high level talent to be in the competition. It's the same like if you were on a sports team and you had if you were on a basketball team, you had a great like shooting guard, and your rival could also use a shooting guard. You're not going to just cut them. Like if they want to trade, you're not just going to cut them and let them go sign. You're going to try to like do a trade or something because it's not that they'll use them better. That's just where that person wants to go.
Are you okay, Alexia?
Yeah, I just
I
mentioned
personally
my life.
think I think Jay Blood should kick the shit out of Parker. To be honest,
Parker versus Jay Blood in the first.
Sorry, Jay Blood. I was being aggressive there. I just thought your chat didn't make sense to me.
Parker, read the next one in an Australian accent. I want to hear that
boy.
Australian accent.
Bob the
All right,
Builder.
hang on, I gotta reset. It's from Down Under. Bob the Builder. Did you guys see TK's ridiculous comment about desperately wanting to win Booker of the Year? I laughed so hard reading that interview.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah,
I think everyone should strive to be the best.
Yeah, why wouldn't you
And
want to?
The Wrestling Observer News. I know people don't want to admit this shit, but it is more prestigious than the fucking Slammy Awards. So why wouldn't you want to fucking win it?
Slammy Awards.
Slammy.
Slammies.
Yeah, it's like why
I
wouldn't you
think
want
wrestlers doing that's kind of corny, but I mean he's a fucking booker. Thank you.
Like,
I don't know, bro.
Would you
I don't think it's
would
corny.
you say it's corny for a director to want to win like Best Picture at the Oscars or something like that? I don't think so. Like, it's just
So you know what it is? It's like some fans just really like mad dismissive. Like I don't know if Bob the Builder. I don't know if Bob the Builder. I don't know if Bob the Builder is. I don't know if he's one of these fans. Some people are.
I don't know why that was really funny. I don't know if Bob the Builder is.
Yeah. I don't know if. I've lost my train of thought though. Yeah, I don't know if he's one of these fans in particular, but there is that certain section of fans that are just crazy dismissive of anything that Dave and the Observer does. So they just think of like the rewards as just like Mark reward, like you know what I mean, Mark awards and shit like that.
It's a lie because Dave said it.
Yeah, exactly. So you get a lot of that. So like I said, I don't know if our good friend Bob the Builder is one of those, but
you know what I want to just reveal publicly because I feel like it. Listen, man, every single wrestler that I communicate with, regardless, and some of these people have publicly shat on just the idea of star ratings, wrestling for star ratings, and Dave Meltzer, right? And every single last one of them in conversations with me, if Dave comes up and I tell them what their match got as a star rating, and if it's a positive rating, Parker, no cap, they've all like celebrated it.
Yeah, the pop.
There's a certain wrestler that I informed him that his match got 4.5 stars, and his response was, "Let's fucking go!" in my messages, and this is somebody who publicly was like, "Yeah, I don't care about star ratings, man. It's not. I don't care."
Yeah, play it cool, you know. Yeah. Another question. This is a quick one. It's not even a question. It's very spiteful, actually. Big AO's personal assistant 199.
Release people. Wait, no, it's his personal assistant.
Oh, you're trying to read?
You got it.
Tony gonna release me. Bill can release after y'all, please.
Very spiteful.
Not gonna happen. They did. I'll just say it publicly now because like I'm pretty sure it's been alluded to and shit. And it's been on fucking message boards. Look, you know, hundreds of people talk to FTR, but unlike other people, they're not gonna request their release. They just are gonna entertain a specific money offer when their deal expires, which is presumably next year. I think they actually are on a shorter deal than other wrestlers. That's not fully known though, because AEW is kind of vague when it comes to certain people's times. When it comes to
very.
They're really vague, really vague. Malachi Black, it's so vague that Malachi Black was like, the dirt sheet's just saying it's 5 years. They can't even get it right. And Tony Khan is on like radio, like,
knock on my door.
Yeah, and Tony Khan's like, yeah, it's 5 years. So it's, whatever. It's
right. So final super chat before we get out of there. This is going to be just a round table one, I guess.
Okay.
Favorite New Japan Pro Wrestling wrestler ever. I'll come to you last. Backup, because you're
I'm the nerd here. Right.
Did you say Tanahashi then, Alexia? So that's one. Charlie. Parker.
Ryusuke Taguchi.
Awesome.
Anger.
No, I'm going.
No. I'll go with a modern one. I'll go with Tanner. I'll go with Tanner as well. I love Tanner.
Mine is a 4-way tie.
Here he goes.
Keiji Muto.
All right.
Go ahead, Parker. Go ahead. Is he?
I can't think of who I know. I know Muto for sure. I don't know who else.
Okay,
Like
okay.
Fujinami or
Toriyama.
Tenru or Jojo or
Fujinami.
something like that.
Okay. In 1975.
Oh my
If
god.
you say Inoki, I'm gonna like leave.
if I said, no, can you imagine? I
Just say
started, like, I do
wrestler
some-
fan.
Can you imagine? I do a fucking video. I say, no. Okay, Tatsumi Fujinami,
Yeah.
Keiji Muto, Shinya Hashimoto, and Katsuyori Shibata. Those are my 4 favorite wrestlers.
Second name
in
4?
history. Yes, it's a 4-way
Yeah.
tie. It's a complete 4-way tie.
What about yours,
okay,
Chris?
that's cool.
Who's your favorite?
Kenny Omega is my favorite New Japan wrestler of all time. He's my favorite wrestler of all time too.
You know what? Man, that is. It's not like he had a short
What?
run there, you know. So
I mean, his run,
Yeah,
like
fair-
his
fair
peak
enough.
was pretty short in New Japan.
yeah,
Sure.
he was still
But-
around long enough, I guess. It just
He was here a long
sounds
time,
funny.
yeah.
It just sounds funny when everyone's
Yeah.
like, "Oh,
It feels like a troll answer.
Fujinami."
Oh.
And he's just like,
and
"Yeah,
he's like,
Kenny
yeah.
Omega."
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, he's better than all those dudes Heyman named.
Kenny Omega's
Well,
Yes.
tremendous.
Oh.
Yes, he is. Yes.
He is.
Did
He
did
is.
Keiji Muto
I'm not
wrestle,
debating this. I don't know why you're like turning
Okada
into
to a
Parker,
time
the
limit
funny
draw?
thing- the funny thing about Chris is he'll say these
Did,
things
did,
that like
did Keiji Muto do the pass out spot on the Rainmaker? The best
Parker,
spot in wrestling history.
That's honestly like a good point.
yeah. Parker, it's funny.
How
See,
long?
Chris-
How long was he wrestling? He could think this. pass
I'm
out
not
spot might be
debating
kinda
this.
beast.
Parker, it's funny. He'll try to like trigger me, right? And then I'll no sell and be like, yeah, sure, man. I see why you feel that way. And then he'll still argue the point as if I like got mad. Like the other day on Discord, I'm gonna just share the story, Monty, because you haven't heard this, right? He was like, "Hey, Hangman, how would it feel if like Unpurist like outdrew your podcasts?" And I was like, that'd be great, man. Like it'd be awesome for the channel. You know, you guys could build your own brand within the channel. It'd be awesome. And he was just like, "Fuck, man, stop being mature." And I was just like, "You love like arguing with me." Like, what the fuck? The other day, Chris was like, "You know, Sean's better than Brett," and I was like, "Yeah, sure." Like, okay. He was like, "I don't know, man. You guys love arguing with me."
Yeah.
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 Is there any-
You got to argue with, you know. It's easy. What I was gonna say. Any last thoughts off anyone before we get out of here, because it is now 13 minutes past 3 in the morning in the
Sure.
UK. Me and Charlie are, you know,
I want
we're
Parker to give-
loyal to the brand. We're team players, but it's time to wrap this up.
Shout out Monty and Charlie.
Yeah, absolutely. Troopers, reliable members of Wrestle Purists, men and women who just dedicate themselves to the craft in spite of not being paid. Except Monty, who pockets all of our money and profits.
I don't pocket anything, bro.
Hashtag pay Anna. Listen, Parker, I would
Yes.
like you to give us some motivational words on our way out. Just some life advice, things that we could take just for life, you know, as we leave today.
You know, things can sometimes get overwhelming in I think modern society, especially if you are employed, which I know a lot of people watching are not. If you and I just hope you know that if you just take it one day at a time and you give yourself 30 minutes, an hour to yourself every evening just to enjoy yourself, it gets so much better. And you always have a friend you can talk to in backup Hangman.
Guys, this has been the
Be
Wrestle
happy
Pure-
with pro wrestling.
This has been the Wrestle Purists podcast.
Like, subscribe.
Be sure to like, comment,
Like,
subscribe, share the video. Thank you so much.
Everyone-
For listening.
After this video is over, just leave like a quick comment or like anything like to help us grow as a
There's 92
channel.
people in here. There's 92 people in here still for some reason. God bless every single one of you. I don't know why,
Also-
but you know,
Chris said
at least
his
get those.
His mic is fucked up.
His mic's
but
always fucked up.
tomorrow, Purist is debuting with Chris, Ayo, and Rob. So make sure you guys tune into that too.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's definitely going to be a good one.
Absolutely, it will be, and we also have another really lovely surprise coming soon to Wrestle Pierce's YouTube channel. Thank you guys so much for watching the video. Be sure to like, comment,
cool.
and subscribe. We will talk to you guys next time.
Yeah.
Can you take away this photo? I'm sorry. This is just like throwing
Okay,
me
we'll
off.
do a proper
Throwing me
outro. Okay, if everyone can, if everyone, there's still 88 people in here, even though we've done false finishes. So if all these people can leave a comment when we finish, make sure you all like it. And like Alexia was saying, as soon as we upload, try hit us up with a comment, even if it's just a quick emoji or something. It all helps the algorithm, apparently. So yeah, man, thanks for dropping by with us.